Hello, everybody, and welcome to this evening's Wow, I'm done. I'm gonna start this again. Welcome to the esports EGL One 2020 main event. My name, unfortunately, is Hayes, and I am joined by Wookie Triple XL. We have got an amazing game on the cards this evening. It's going to be dnmk esports versus Royalty, one of the most closely contested games we've had so far. Two of South Africa's best teams going head to head, duking it out in this upper bracket match. Reese, are you as excited as I am for this game?
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a hot one. I don't know why it's unfortunate that your name is Hayes. I think it was unfortunate what your tongue did to you there, to be very honest.
Happens to the best of us.
As 110%. But as far as this game goes, dude, I'm excited for some really high level CSGO. As you've noted in their previous appearance on stream, Royalty is that, you know, one of those big up and coming teams.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot of faith in them to produce results. And then on the other hand, we have dnmk, who have cemented themselves as one of the top teams and were one of our invitees and our second seed into this main event. So, dude, I'm keen.
Yeah. We've certainly got two of South Africa's best teams going head to head here. You mentioned Royalty are one of those up and coming teams in South Africa right now. It's certainly true, but I even want to give them a bit more credit than being an up and coming team, because they've reached that point where they've been consistently competing with the best in the country. We saw they had that fantastic run at the ROG, at the Medal States event that happened fairly recently as well, where they managed to beat Energy 2-0 and they pushed Goliath the distance. So this Royal team has proven that they have what it takes to go toe to toe with the best. And the reason that I'm stressing this is because now we have a different level of expectation going into their games. We know what this team is capable of. So it's no more like, wow, maybe, you know, if Royalty, if they fire off, you know, they can maybe pull an upset off here. It's like, no, we actually expect Royalty to go toe to toe with Dynamic. They should be at least taking a map off them here. We know that they've got some really powerful strengths that could work in their favor. So I've got some big expectations on Royalty coming into this game. I want to see them growing and developing and starting to more consistently perform at that level. From Dynamic's corner, we get to cast Kani in this team. I mean, of course, he's the recent acquisition, right? But news on the Dynamic front is that then they're going to be without their rudder, without their IGL, their captain. He's in traffic, Reese. It's the worst place you could possibly be, stuck in traffic. So he's not going to be starting the first map. In his place, they've got the coach BNY. So that could be quite an important factor going into this game as well, because not having your IGL is a massive piece to be missing of the puzzle.
100%, man. I think having your coach as your sub is good in its own right, in its own kind of way. I don't think it completely counts them out, but one thing it definitely will impact is their flow, because the guys are obviously used to getting a flow from Nexus that is definitely going to differ with BNY if he even does the RGL role, which it seems like it would naturally be him to step in as that role. If he is stepping in from the coaching position, he's used to looking at them from a bird's eye view and understanding their strengths and weaknesses.
I wonder. Good question.
So it's I think it's going to be a very unique variable for this first map, but definitely puts them back to say 80% of their total capacity.
The one thing I will say is that, I think that's probably a pretty good assessment of what we're going to be expecting from them. The one thing I will say is that going into Inferno, I think that's actually a pretty decent map to be missing your IGL if you consider like the different maps. Like if you were missing them on Train or Nuke or Overpass, like one of those maps where the T side can be super complex and technical, then that's going to be a very tough challenge to overcome. But here on Inferno, you don't actually need like the most in-depth tactical commands coming your way to be successful on the T side. You can actually just play super basic, take banana control as a unit, post one player top banana, retake brackets control, vice versa, just basically chopping and changing between those two on the T side and ending up just executing A or B. You can just like keep it as simple as that. And on the CT side, everybody, that's where the IGL traditionally has less of an impact. Everybody's just sort of making their plays on their parts of the map, making sure that they're communicating well across the board. So I think Inferno is actually probably a good map for them to be missing their IGL, all things considered. There's a lot of firepower on this dnmk side, especially when you look at the change. Of course, Dweezil was a part of the roster. They've now brought Kani into the team from Goliath Gaming. It's been a bit of a switch. Dweezil went to Goliath Gaming. and Kani increases the firepower on this team. But it's sort of a like-for-like trade if you think about it. Both the players have very high BMT. We saw how well Dweezil performed at the Comic-Con final, as he always does. Both of the players like to play as a second AWP role on the CT side. Both of the players like to lurk on the T side. So it's a bit of a like-for-like switch. I think Kani just increases the firepower. So I think that this dynamic team is definitely still going to be competitive here on Inferno, even though they're missing their IGL.
100%. I mean, look, they've also got the man who's unequivocally the best FPL player in the country, pretty much. So that's not going to hurt when you've got like firepower like that in your lineup. Heartbreak is there, Davo is there. There's no lack of firepower in this team, and I think even though you've kind of said that we're expecting Royalty to be competitive, it kind of still, you just look at those names on that left-hand side of the scoreboard right now, and you're just like, bruh, there's
I know.
dangerous men there.
Absolutely, Reese, there certainly is. Talking a bit more about Royalty, I sort of was, punting them as a team who we've got a much higher level of expectation on now. I think that this is one of the teams in South Africa who we could actually start seeing being involved in the conversation of top 4 in the months to come. They're actually one of the few teams, actually one of 2 teams that didn't make any changes to their roster out of the top 10 teams, or what was my personal opinion of the top 10. Only ATK and Royalty did not make changes recently. So that's quite a story. It tells you that this team's really content with where they are right now. They're very happy with all the people who are in the team, and it sort of shows that they have belief in this project. So this Royalty team needs to start going from strength to strength and building on the progress we've seen in the past and starting to develop themselves and reaching new heights. And so I'm keen to see how they do grow and how they do develop in the months to come.
For sure, man. It's really cool to see them sticking together, getting some glue in between them. I've always preferred a little bit of longevity. Things are going well, then let's give it like just one more leg kind of thing, just 3 more months. Just see how the dice lie at that sort of point, and then take it from there. And it's really cool to see them keeping together. But we are live, Mr. Hayes.
Indeed. We are live indeed. Reese, am I not mistaken in saying we have a giveaway this evening, right? Somewhere throughout this evening, we're going to be sprinkling a little giveaway. And okay, I'm just making sure. I just wanted to, plant the seeds so everybody who's watching knows there could be something coming their way. But right now, what's coming their way is the pistol round here on Inferno, dnmk versus Royalty. We are in the upper bracket of the esports EGL One 2020 main event, and we've already had blood spilled on the server as frags get traded back and forth 1 for 1. Royalty, with a wealth of utility still left at their disposal, 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and execute is certainly on the cards here. But with plenty of time left on the clock, they don't need to make any hasty decisions. And look at what that early frag has done to the setup of dnmk now, Reese. Because they lost the man so early on, they've been forced to split 2-2 on each of the bomb sites. Now, traditionally, you want 3 players on this A bomb site to defend it, and it's pretty tough when you only have 2. So that could be a bit of a weakness if Royalty do opt to go towards the A site. And Davo is going to spot down middle for some information as the util starts to rain in towards the B bomb site, but it's a fake. He gets caught in the open. Somehow he's been able to stay alive. He has 1 bullet left in the chamber. He takes God's Not Dead clean off. His head rather clean off. And now it's down to a 3 versus 2, a 1-man advantage for Dynamic.
Yeah, that early frag did set them up quite nicely for that push, and they tried to do a fake towards B, which started to look like it was getting the attention it needed, but they're re-rotating in here, and Kani is on the angle. He's only got 5 HP. He's the last man alive. They know that the bomb is going towards B, so now the rotates need to come in. Leggy is going to press the issue. It is in his advantage, or in his favor to do so. Kani's stalling so nicely here. Buys a ton of time so his teammates can get up nice and close. And now they're set up in a pincer maneuver. Leggy needs to get the bomb down here, if anything, just to at least get that money. But Heartbreak's going to peek out as he goes to the plant. He doesn't see him, though. He doesn't see him behind the fountain. So he does manage to get that down. Now Leggy's got the bomb planted, and he's in a 1-on-1. Well, 1-on-2 at least. And these guys are going to be dancing around. This kill, will he be able to follow up onto BNY? He's on 77 HP. He's got all the time in the world, but BNY just shuts him down. Coaching the server, bruh.
Coach BNY coming in with the 1 versus 1 clutch to secure the round for his team, showing them how it's done. Oh god, that is just exactly what they would have wanted. Wrecked by a Valorant player. That's the best banter I've seen all week. Kindly giving it to them strong. Oh my god, what a clutch. I thought Leggy had sealed that with a ribbon on top as he had just played it to perfection, taking those isolated fights. He was able to take down the first player, but somehow BNY lands that fantastic shot. So dnmk, they pick up the pistol round here, but Royalty, they're going to be forcing straight back into it, Reese. They got the bomb plant in the pistol round they lost, so they had some extra cash. They got 3 AKs, 2 Desert Eagles, a decent amount of util as well. I really like to see how much the util they've got at their disposal. And this is a very potent buy that they have at their disposal right now. This can seriously do some damage. And I like the way that they're approaching it. They're not playing hastily. They're waiting to see if there's any players that they can punish before committing. Also not giving away the fact that they have AKs. Notice how they're not spamming. They're not taking unnecessary shots. The first time they want to give the clue away is when they find the kill. And Exy looking to engineer a way to find that frag as he makes his way in towards brackets, taking control. But Royalty still have choices right now. They've got 2 players towards top banana. They're taking a fight there as well. Donkey, along with God's Not Dead, looking to secure control for their team. But there is a crossfire in play, and it doesn't seem like Donkey's considering it. Kani swings out at the perfect moment and takes him down.
And it's a nice, slow, methodical play here from dnmk, not overextending, getting some damage, drawing back. But here comes the push into lane. Heartbreaker's on the angle. He's ready. He flicks, he misses. He takes 50 damage for his trouble. They're just going to hold W up onto the side. It is going to be a muck up. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like the man is coming from that MP9. Close range MP9 to the chops. Does the business.
All headshots as well. He's just giving them like free haircuts as they walked into the bomb site.
MP9 haircuts, no hell, man. And at that distance, that's not where you want to be honest, against the MP9. I think, honestly, it would have been maybe better to have a bit more of a split play from, you know, apps into pit and stuff, use that AK range to their advantage, but they decide to go close. It doesn't work out for them, but here comes a huge push up banana. Everybody's flashed. The sprays are going down, but the man once again gets himself a 50K.
Okay.
And that's going to be the
See,
round.
this is scary. When this type of Sean has pitched up to the server, gets the ace, cool, calm, and collected. It's the anti-eco, so it's just a couple ego frags, but it's certainly going to be making him feel better about himself. But what I was saying is that when we have this Sean pitching up on the server, the game is bound to be entertaining. Just keep your eyes towards top banana here on the CT side. He's going to be making plays all half long. He's going to be in Royalty's face, looking to take the fight to them in banana as much as he possibly can. But now we have a full gun run for Royalty off the back of that hard eco. AKs across the board, full util and everything they could hope for. Remember, this is Royalty's map pick, Reese. But that doesn't say too much because Dynamic certainly fancy themselves on Inferno as well. Certainly a core strength of theirs. So they're comfortable here on Inferno too.
And I like this setup, though, from dnmk. Look at where Heartbreak's gotten himself to. He's going to be able to get so much early info, but never mind. EXE does a sniff, smells a rat, and takes him out. So now, actually, it swings, honestly, into Royalty's favor because they 5
Yeah, absolutely.
CTs are a little bit spread thin. Bravo does a nice one to equalize. The man gets a trade as EXE takes him down. Now it's back to a 3-on-3. I'd still favor T's just for that spread thin. The jam barely crusting the bread.
Oh no, no one likes it when the jam doesn't reach the corners, and we're going to be seeing right now how Royalty get themselves onto the bomb site. All 3 players making their way up lane, but BNY in pit throws a successful flashbang, blinding up 2 players, and he gets the kill onto Donkey. He just needs to continue to stay alive here. That's all that his team requires of him, and definitely an unnecessary extension there. Could have just continued to play the time, but at least he got something done and bought a bit of extra time for his teammates. Kani on the angle finds a gap on the edge of the smoke, and he's able to take down Doobie. He just turned his back to that angle. Now it's God's Not Dead left on the bomb site, and he gets taken down by the man as well, who has now racked up his 11th frag in 4 rounds. He's 11 for 1 right now, all about the ones, and it's dnmk who won the round.
197 ADR, dude. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot
That's
of ADR.
a lot of numbers. That's a lot more numbers in that column than you want to be on the receiving end.
Definitely. And when most of it is happening with an MP9, it's like Dude, this is just the beginning, you know,
Yeah.
just the beginning, as we say in South Africa. So yeah, dnmk pulls into a nice lead, very comfortable cash situation on the man. He's buying beers afterwards, and we do get another bar from Royalty. They have a full loss bonus, but they are going to be forced to save if they lose this one.
Yeah, that round loss bonus certainly aiding Royalty's cause right now. As long as they can keep securing bomb plants, that will be subsidizing their economy enough just to get that buyout. But they're not going to... they can't afford to have too long before they get on the board, because Dynamic are going to be starting to pull away. They're a very momentum-based team, especially players like Divo, Kani, the man. They like to get in your faces. Once they've got the confidence behind them, they're very tough to shut down. But it goes both ways, because once you get on top of them and you don't let them have that space to make plays, they get bogged down and they're less successful. So let's see how it's going to be playing out here. Kani posted by himself towards top banana. He's entrusted by his team to lock it down by his lonesome. He has got a smoke and a molly to buy more time if needed. And look at this play towards top middle right now as Leggy takes down Heartbreak. A boost up does come through, but Exy, ready and waiting for the boost, catches off the player who gets boosted, and he catches off the booster. As it's almost a flawless round here for Royalty, rather. Finally, a kill comes through for BNY, but he's the only player left right now, and surely he's not long for this world either. In fact, saving wouldn't be a bad option right now.
And quite a crucial win there, actually, for Royalty. It was going to be their last buy for at least the next 2 rounds. So at least they do secure this round. So good momentum from them. Perhaps, oh, that's not ideal. Losing those 2 players now just became quite expensive. Like, they're not going to be able to buy. Even with the full loss bonus and the bomb money, they're actually going to be short. We're probably going to see them on Galil's for the $400 and $150. Yeah, it went from like being really good to kind of average. BNY does like really good damage, pulls a bit of a doja actually on that one.
Yeah,
Maybe
in
not
his
a
own
nade,
right.
but
yeah,
the damage is done.
100%. The damage is done indeed. And he gets to pick up an AWP for his troubles as well. So, I mean, saving the AWP, inflicting extra economic damage. I mean, BNY is 6 for 1 right now. He's doing everything his team could ask for and more.
He's like the coach from Cool Runnings.
Yeah? Is that the reference you're going with?
Yeah, that was a cool coach, man. Have you got a better coach? Okay, maybe longer.
I mean, Coach... I was going to go Coach Carter.
Yeah, I'd still pick the coach from Longest Yard.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Just personal preference. Yeah.
That's okay. Objective. It's cool. Everything's objective about Reese's opinions, guys, because Reese just writes about everything.
What? Never have I said.
All right, full gun run for both of these teams once again. dnmk investing everything they've got, their produce that they reaped off the back of those 4 consecutive round wins. That bank they mustered has now been expended. Wrung the towel dry, but it's enough. Certainly enough. And they found the first frag in the round as well. Donkey's been taken down, the entry fragger removed from the equation. So Royalty now left with 4 players to try and find a way into this round. And you can see dnmk not looking to give too much away, although the man wants to get aggressive. The support flash comes through from Kani in the 11th hour. It literally, if it came a millisecond later, the man would have been dead. Works out perfectly, and they find another kill. Not entirely necessary for them to be getting aggressive, considering they have the 1-man advantage, but regardless, they get the kill, and now the execute comes through towards the A-bomb site. Frags traded back and forth evenly, but that means it still favors dnmk. As Leggy gets taken down, retreating back towards middle. dnmk straight back to winning ways after they lost the round prior.
Yeah, now the man accelerating even further. 6.5 KD. 46% headshot percentage. At least Heartbreak's got 100% headshot for his 1 kill. He didn't just get a headshot. So that's cool.
He'll be saying, but I've got 4 assists, bro.
He maybe needs to come up, though. The ADR is still lagging behind, but not as badly as it is going for the guys on Royalty. I will say, I think that this is a better map for CT aggressive or aggressive kind of play on the CT side. If you are an aggressive team, then CT can go really well for you from that perspective. So they're doing a good job there, and the util usage and the delays and stuff from dnmk have been really on point.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they recognize they're going against the eco, so it's not necessary to get aggressive with all, but God's not dead. Catching Kanye off guard, and Exit takes down the man as well. It's fallen apart at the seams, although he comes in, the hero of the moment for dnmk. Even though it's an eco round, it was looking dire for the CT side, but they had the rotation that came through from Divo just in time. He was in position, and there was no smoke to shut him out, so he was able to find 3 players as they were trying to cross into the B bomb site, saving the round for his team. BNY patiently waiting here towards middle. Might work out as they are edging their way towards this part of the map. Do they hard clear him is the question. He edges himself forward. He sprays. He transfers before he finds the first frag, but it doesn't even make a difference. He goes back for seconds onto Leggy, and he's able to fit him in as well. dnmk, with what was looking like a very struggling round at one point, they went down to the 3 versus 5, but they didn't even drop another player further as they get across the line.
BNY second on the team, definitely top coach. The royalty guys, as they turned around there, gave me caveman SpongeBob vibes with the they were like, what? He's there?
Yeah.
In that moment. So yeah, that was a nice bit of patient play, showing the boys he's gonna go back and reference that and be like, ignore my spray, but check that position. Ooh,
oh god, Heartbreak opening things up with the fantastic shot onto Leggy. We haven't seen him bringing much of the aggressive AWPing out yet on the CT side. Now he changes things out and he catches Leggy off guard. His opposite number. Leggy had the AWP in his hands and would have been hoping to find an opening pick for his team, but in the end he gets taken down. And we've seen Dynamic be converting these rounds consistently, Reese, where they find the opening pick. Time and time again, they've been able to get across the line. And just notice how they're approaching this round right now. And it's something I touched on. We saw they got the opening pick in the previous gun round, and then they made that play towards top banana. And it's not really necessary to make those sorts of plays when you already have the man advantage. They opted to, and it worked out for them. But look at how they're approaching it right now. Everybody just sitting passively and waiting to receive royalty. The flash comes through. The man, he gets completely blinded up by a flash as well. He's Kanye on the bomb side by himself. He connects on the first shot, but now he's starting to feel the pressure. He's able to take down Doobie, though, which was such an important kill, leaving his teammates in a 2 versus 2, a very doable 2 versus 2, but it's a long rotate that's going to be coming through from both of these players. Heartbreak looking to get in position with his AWP while he waits for BNY to come through as well. And they're going to be making their way forward.
Tough retake from only as well. Like, they've got an AWP. Sure, Heartbreak is nicely pushed up. BNY puts himself in good position for a flash, but
oh, he was spotted. Oh my god, BNY comes straight through. He takes down Donkey. They know exactly where Xe is as well. They spotted him. BNY is going to swing wide and take him down. This man is absolutely cracked right now. Why is everybody not playing Valorant just to get better at CS?
So 3 things we learned that round. BNY knows, okay, things beforehand. He's almost, I feel like he almost counter-strated them. Like, he just knew where they were going to be. As he came out of the smoke, his crosshair was right where it needed to be. His crosshair placement couldn't have been better. And Heartbreak keeps his 100% headshot ratio, was the only other kill that he got in the game. So he's got that going for him, which is nice. Even though he's on an AWP and it's not really the way you want to do things, he's making it work. And also, Doobie's on a 0, 2, and 8, which is really rough.
And that's a problem because Doobie is one of the integral players on this royalty roster. He is the rock in this team who they always rely on. Mr. Consistency himself. He's constantly fragging, always putting numbers on the board. If he's not on the top, he's at least in the middle of the pack. So it's definitely hurting royalty right now that he's not finding his frags and opening up the round for his team and then allowing the likes of Leggy and Xe to close things out. Let's see if he's going to be able to remedy that Heartbreak. Looking for some information. Oh, he's being very aggressive right now, and surely they've heard him. They have to realize that he's on the opposite side of this wall right now. They're going to flash him up, and now he's trying to get out alive. The question is he going to be able to make it all the way back? Yes, thankfully for him, Royalty put the brakes on, and they didn't just continue to pursue him. Otherwise, he would have been taken down there. But they do at least get some information off the back of that play. But Royalty need to start putting some rounds on the board here. Reese Dynamic are pulling ahead, and this is Royalty's map pick as well.
It's looking a little bit grim, you know. It just seems like
Oh, the man. Sorry to interrupt you. He's making a player towards top banana. The flash is going to come through as that smoke starts to fade, but it doesn't blind up either of the players. The double peek comes through from Royalty, but still the man is able to take down one of the players before he's been taken down. Kani's self-flashing, so he forces Donkey to turn around, and he gets the kill as well. Great work by him. And off the back of that, Royalty are looking to make something happen towards the top of middle. Heartbreak noodling himself in the corner there, waiting for his flashbang to dissipate and then taking the peak. Somehow he's been able to stay alive. Oh, everything going Dynamic's way right now.
Sorry, I wasn't ready for the noodling. It caught me off guard. But yeah,
Oh, God.
as I was about to say, it just seems like the dnmk have an answer for everything that they do. They show us the case example. They are going to push it on to B, yeah, but Dava is not going to have any of it.
Oh,
He's playing
the wide swing.
And you shall not pass.
Man, this dnmk team are going to be starting asking some questions. I mean, like, hey, you know, BNY, how's Valorant looking for you? You know, we might have a spot in the team here, you know. No, jokes aside, this is looking like a bit of a honeymoon period right now for dnmk. BNY, just everything's falling into his lap right now. He is playing nice and patiently. He's doing exactly what the team wants, but the team's supporting him well too. So looking good here for dnmk, but there's going to be some aggression towards the top of Banana right now. Kani just holds down mouse button 1. He does surmountable damage, but nothing lethal. Another double peek comes through, and this is a bit of a problem now. Overextension time and time again coming through from dnmk could lead to their demise. The rotations have come through thick and fast. They've got players in position right now, but look at the decision here from Royalty. They're just turning 180 and holding W towards the A bomb site. And they're just charging their way forward right now, limping their way forward, rather, should I say. 3 of their players very low right now. And BNY is going to be receiving, or rather sending the information across to his teammates that it is indeed the A execute.
Good win to get the bomb down on this round. Really nice openings there on B. Like you say, they are low, so the CTs could go for it. They do have a little bit of util in hand. It is starting to wear thin. They're going to start engaging towards the site, and it's going to be Godsna dead. He holds the angle. She's going to go in the headshot angle. He picks up one, which is really good for them. And they actually managed to clear it up.
Oh my God.
Everything goes terribly wrong for dnmk.
They only had 39 health between the 3 remaining players that were left alive by the end of that round for Royalty, the eco round, and they managed to get the job done. Doobie, he picks up his first 2 frags of the map as well in the eco round, so he's going to be hoping he's able to kickstart his game off the back of that, and Royalty hoping to kickstart their half off the back of that round as well. As we have another tactical timeout here for Royalty to just discuss their approach, but that's a nice little let-off for them. Predicated off the over-aggression from dnmk. Towards top banana, first it was Kani taking the unnecessary fight, and then it was the man hanging around also looking to take the fight. Both of them got punished, and that's sort of what opened up the round for Royalty. They were able to sort of fully fake towards the B bomb site. They pulled all the rotations across dnmk. They fully committed, and Royalty just turned around and rushed onto that A site. It worked off perfectly. But they have to continue to build on that now. It's still A2. dnmk in a good position, but no money left in the bank now, Reese.
Yeah, this is a bit of a make or break round, and they're going to opt to get really aggressive. Heartbreak and Davo push up into the Apps position. Davo does make a noise on the wood, so they know that there will be players close. They go for the peaks. They will both the trade, so that's how you want to start it off. Now the bomb is
oh my God, Heartbreak
through mid.
And he's going to get into third. This is like a matchmaking play we just watched play out right now. That was just so ballsy, so confident from Heartbreak, and it works out perfectly. And now BNY, he has a job to do on the A bomb side. He spots it out. The first player is going to be able to find the kill, and he does a decent amount of damage to Leggy as well, leaving his team in a very good situation. Divo finally going to be able to get a kill of his own. He spotted so many players that round, but he only walked away with 1 frag. What an aggressive play coming out from dnmk towards the apartments. I really like to see that sort of thing as well. They knew that they didn't have a full buy at their disposal, so they looked to make something happen on the CT side. And this time round, they got aggressive towards apartments, and they were able to get the better of those aggressing T players. So dnmk continue their winning ways here on the CT side.
And that's why I really like this map for CTs, Maddie, because you can do that. You can do those sudden, massively aggressive plays and take out a whole bunch of ground. I mean, they were sort of heard out because Divo made the sound on wood, right? And they still just pushed
Yeah.
into it. Heartbreak got huge damage out of it. To get a 2k even there at the beginning was like super, super value. I mean, that's a definition of value in that
Yeah.
position. But now the royalty guys are looking to counter that with a sneaky little play, perhaps of their own, going for a little waterfall. Maybe we're going to see the fancy
Maybe.
the top right chimney there and get a whole W train happening.
Look
And
at
then
you,
it's going to
Reese.
come down to Davo to stop them. How's it?
Yeah. No, you got all your strats in the bag there. Full execute coming through for royalty right now, and it is indeed going to be the apartments where they use their avenue of entry to get into the bomb site. But BNY, he goes for an explorative mission. He spots out 3 players. He also takes one of them down as the 1-4 trade is going to be sparking the execute for royalty. Looking to try and get an angle in above the smoke. They will again trade 1-for-1. It's now just Divo left in the bomb site to his own devices. He will be taken down by Exy. Royalty finally securing control of the bomb site. Plant comes through as well. And now it's just the man and Kani left in the 2 versus 3 retake. I wonder if they're going to be having a crack at this. They've got 2 flashes. And they're coming from complementary angles as well. They've got the kits. They've got the time on their side. Who's going to be taking first contact? That's the question. The man patiently waiting for the smoke to fade before he has an impact. Kani also pushing forward, but he's been removed from the equation. And now it's just the man left in this 1 versus 3. Oh, he lands a nice clean tap onto Doobie, but he can't transition onto Exy quickly enough to find that follow-up frag. It's going to be Royalty stringing a 3rd round together in this half. And maybe a 4th off the back of that as well, considering that dnmk aren't going to be able to buy up in this round. So this could be actually turning into a decent half for Royalty, all things considered, Reese. I mean, they were 8-1 down at one stage. They're now 9-3 and facing an eco. So they could make something happen unless dnmk finds some sort of a magical round here with the eco. Oh my god, Heartbreak just doesn't let go of W with the 5-7. He continues to charge forward, but it's Exy and Donkey who have been able to salvage the situation for their team. Both of them finding a couple of frags. Kani picks up 1, but that's all it's going to be from him. The man also pushed forward here, playing on the precipice of the spike. He finds a kill as well. And dnmk, oh god, they should be happy with that round, but right now they're going to just be, they would have been hoping that they could have found that last frag and secured the eco round win. Oh, how they would have loved that. But in the end, they're just going to have to be content with the 4 kills, which is certainly a success in itself.
Dude, if Royalty's hearts weren't pumping, they should be now. That was way too close. Heartbreak opens up with 2, says, I've got 20 bullets, how about you? And just puts his 5-7 down their throats. Big win for them damage-wise. There are still 2 rounds yet to go, so spreading that eco, then it could turn the T's last round into like a no contest, which would be great for them. But Royalty on the other hand, actually turning this into, like you say, a bit of a half. If they can come out 9-6, it's definitely not the end of the world.
Absolutely. 9-6. I mean, if you had offered them that 3 rounds ago, they would have taken that with both hands and not looked back as they were running away. And now that's a very realistic prospect. Not the best buy dynamic have to work with in this round either. It's a scout, a UMP, and a couple of M4s. Although damage has been done already to Royalty, they've been chipped down. So that scout's lethal. The UMP can do damage. There's potential right now as Royalty takes top middle control successfully. There is still a skirmish going on towards the top of Banana as well. The flash comes through and it actually fully blinds up the man. But he's still able to get the kill as he holds down mouse button 1. But that's going to be activating Royalty towards the save bomb site. As BNY is able to get 1 before he goes down. God's not dead. Charging forward with the bomb. Oh my god. Somehow Heartbreak's not able to complete that kill. And that would have been the moment. Now the round is pivoted in Royalty's favor. As they all but should be securing it as they get the bomb onto the site. Kani missing a very important shot there with the scouts as well. Leggy takes down the man. And that should be the round done and dusted. Oh man. If God's not dead gets taken down towards top mid there by Heartbreak. He drops the bomb. The round's probably over. dnmk, they're locking up shop, but he's able to get that kill. Very quick reactions from God's Not Dead to take down Heartbreak. And now it's 9-5. Royalty breathing life back into this game.
Yeah, and this is the best possible scenario they could have hoped for like 6 rounds ago, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Definitely put themselves into a nice position. Won an eco as well. Like much better turnaround from them. They obviously just had like a bit of a warm-up time.
Yeah.
And now, honestly, dnmk is overextending quite a lot as well, which is really starting to chip away at their round lead. I mean, it was 9-2 at one stage, so yeah, a little bit. Maybe the timed aggression needs to be a little less on time and maybe a little bit more off time.
Yeah, let's see if they can get it done. This buy does not look fantastic for dnmk, and look at how Royalty are posturing themselves across the board right now. Literally just sitting and waiting to catch any aggression coming out of the CT side. Exactly as they should be right now, but Donkey, unfortunately, as he's the entry fragger, is tasked with making his way forward first. A flashbang comes through from Kani, and the man dealing in doubles right now. In fact, making a triple, he finds all 3 kills. Exy at least able to find 2 quick kills on the opposite side of the map, but the bomb's about to be found out by the man. And Doobie looking to try and retrieve that vital piece of explosive, but he falls victim to the man as well, who's just on an absolute tirade right now. Taking numbers, he is. And it's Exy left in a 1 versus 2. It's going to have to be the ace clutch from him, Reese, if it is going to be his team winning this round. He's got the bomb in his back, and he's got 35 seconds to play with. A smoke as well to aid his cause, but a bullet in his brain means he shall be no longer. Kani takes him down. And I just want to point out, Kani is at the bottom of the scoreboard. The man is at the top of the scoreboard. But they've been working so well together towards this B-bomb side. Kani has been throwing fantastic util for the man to play off of a top banana, and he's assisted him in finding so many of those kills. So it's been a great relationship between the two of them towards this B-bomb side throughout the half.
100% definitely the bullet points of that presentation over on that side. But the bullet points of the Royalty presentation has been the man.exe, who's been putting really good damage. You know, I think that round would have been a highlight for him had the man not gotten a winning 4K contribution to it. So a bit of a disappointment, obviously, for him doing so much damage for his team. But now the pistol round, we do have a creep coming through onto the A-bomb side. It's going to be a split push coming through here, and here comes
this is actually perfect. Yeah, Royalty aren't really postured to receive this right now. God's Not Dead finds one, as does Leggy. In fact, it's God's Not Dead who goes down, but doesn't really make much of a difference because Donkey and Leggy, they've been able to lock things down. I thought that Royalty might get caught in an awkward position. Heartbreak. Oh my god, right now he's in such a precarious position. And unfortunately for him, Donkey's sixth sense tingles, and he does take him down. But I thought that could get awkward very quickly for Royalty. The way that they were focusing so heavily towards middle, and Dynamic were bursting out of the apartments, nearly caught them off guard. But thankfully for Royalty, Donkey and Leggy were up to the task, landing their shots, taking those players down and getting them across the line. Important pistol round going the way of Royalty, which just keeps them in a very decent position right now, all things considered. After they were down 8-1, they've now won 5 of the next 7 rounds and gotten themselves into a far more respectable position. But look at this aggression coming out of dnmk. They don't realize they've bypassed Doobie in the process as they take down Exy, but they pull a quick 180 and they take down Doobie as well. Oh my god, Royalty in a position to just climb their way back into this game have now dropped the ball in the anti-force fire round. The man getting aggressive continues to do the damage, this time with the Tech 9. He's piling on the misery, and Royalty, off the back of the warning shots from the Tech 9, will be retreating back towards the A site, but will they be even allowed to retreat is the question.
Yeah, just taking a page out of Ice Cube's book there and throwing the Vaseline away, going in hard, and the result is the round. And it's a really good bit of aggression from them. Good util usage to put them in themselves in that position. And once again, just good shot from the man. He just is unstoppable, as you said. Like,
yeah,
he's that big impact player right now for them. And
yeah.
Word, dude, it's showing. He's flexing the biceps. There's definitely some creatine going on there.
Like I said, though, we saw it already from the first, even the second round, Reese. He had picked up that quad kill, and then he got the ace, and it's like, okay, you know, Sean's pitched up. We've got an entertaining game coming through. There's no two ways about it.
24 for 12, bro.
Yeah. 11-6 as God's Not Dead opens things up with a very sexy shot with the scout. That's going to be making things far more doable in this round for Royalty. They've opted for the force by Reese. An aggressive decision, but a decision that could keep them in the hunter if they can get across the line, as Doobie takes down Divo as well. Things starting off perfectly in this round right now for Royalty. And now they don't need to do anything thereafter. They found themselves the opening 2 kills. They just need to sit back and wait. Another aggressive play. And that's the overextension right there. That's the mistake. That's the unnecessary aggression coming through, which has cost them. The man looking to get aggressive as well. He spots out Leggy's head. He commits to the spray. None of the bullets connect to the brain. Kani comes through to support him as well. It's the duo who are locking down the B bomb site so fantastically that are looking to try and secure control of the A site this time round. And they have indeed secured a plant. So they've converted this into a doable situation. The question is, does Kani anticipate the player coming through apartments right now? He is holding the angle. Oh man, dnmk, somehow they've gotten themselves into a very winnable position. The man using the last life of that smoke to cross into Boiler. He takes down Exy. Kani takes down Doobie. And it's only God's Not Dead. The man who started proceedings for royalty in this round is going to get taken down by Kani's Mac 10. Oh man, Reese, what have we just witnessed? What a great turnaround by dnmk.
The whack 10 strikes again, man. Just actually the shot onto balcony first by Leggy with the USB.
Yeah.
Disgusting. Okay, he double taps the man out of the air. I sort of, that's when I went because I was like, what? And then Kani's just like, yeah, I got a Mac 10, so what, bro? You can come at me at range, I'll double dink you, no problems. Now they're going for full B rush into huge amounts of util. Davo and the man, they're just going to pick them apart. The anti-eco is going to be done with super quickly. Not even a really, like, what?
Did they break a sweat?
Nothing, dude. Just wrecked them.
Oh, man.
And just something I wanted to note was when Royalty had won the pistol round, they actually had won 5 of the 7 rounds in that segment, and it looked like they were getting some momentum back.
100%.
But now dnmk with 3 in a row, 13-6, 3 rounds away from taking the map. Like, it's really hairy now for Royalty.
Pretty much reaching do or die stage right now for Royalty. They've got the full buy at their disposal once again, but they cannot afford to lose this round. Leggy opening things up with the AWP is exactly what they needed, and now they recede back onto the A bomb site to posture in more passive angles. God's Not Dead spotting Kanye getting aggressive, who's going to be halted in his tracks by that molly. 3 players grouped up here for dnmk, but Heartbreak starting to wrap around from the archers as well with the AWP, hoping to find the timing. He's legged Donkey in mini pit, and now it's just God's Not Dead left by himself. Unfortunately, he can't complete the frag onto Kani, who he brought so damn low. Doobie with the quick response, looking to try and get on the bomb side and catch them off guard, but he gets taken down by BNY as well. 14-6 dnmk. Just continuing to pile on the misery here on Inferno, which is Royalty's map pick. And Reese, this just seems like, unfortunately, Royalty, they're not hitting their shots. They just haven't really pitched up on the server as much as they would have liked. Exy and Leggy, the 2 young guns in the team, are doing all the heavy hitting right now. But it's the trio of God's Not Dead, Donkey, and Doobie who are really struggling to find their footing. And it's not really like Royalty are playing badly. They're not making poor decisions. It's just this sort of thing happens from time to time to a team and to individuals where you just don't really find your footing. And it feels like the whole game's against you. It feels like you can't catch a break. In fact, I'll put it this way. If you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have luck. That's sort of what's going their way right now.
Definitely. And dnmk puts himself in a really good position, and the man keeps pressing the issue so that there is presence towards B, while A is literally open. They know now that A is open, that there's only one man left there. They're just going to leave a lurk towards Banana, which is going to be Kani holding on the angle here. He's probably going to get the kill. No, he gets caught out moving. So Leggy gets himself a nice freebie out of that, but this is going to put them on match point, or map point at least here. Straight 15-6 from dnmk. This, like you say, it's really hard for them when a lot of their guys aren't pitching up. It's only really EXE and Leggy who have at least been trading out their damage. At least at this point. And dnmk just running rampant. BNY, the coach, on a 2KD. It's madness.
Yeah, not how we would have anticipated proceedings to play out. 15-6. Royalty on their last leg on Inferno. They need to string, 9 consecutive rounds together to take this to OT. From there, they reset everything, and they have to win it out in overtime. Just seems like an insurmountable task right now. I'm not sure if they're capable of scaling this proverbial mountain, but we'll have to wait and find out. All massive hikes start with the first footstep, the first step, and that step right here is the round. They just need to look at it round by round right now, not get overwhelmed by the bigger picture. And Doobie opened things up with the AWP, and he goes for doubles. Goes back for seconds, and he had room for Divo as well.
Good opening from them, does set them up for the 3v5. Now it's a 2v5, so this round might be a write-off here for dnmk. They're probably just going to look for damage because they are quite cash flush. So damage is good for them, bad for royalty. They don't have much in the bank. They do have loss bonus, but that's not enough.
Heartbreak. He's doing it again. He's engineering ways back into the round for his team, rounds which they look like they have nothing. Finds the pick towards the archers. Now he's doubling up with his teammate, making their way up lane. Donkey's been spotted out towards the pit position as well. They know there's also a player on the bomb site. Yes, the rotations are coming through thick and fast, but there's still time left on the clock here. BNY trying to force his way onto the bomb site right now, looking to try and isolate Leggy. Now Leggy actually does get the better of him. Followed up with the shot through the box. He takes down Heartbreak as well. And Royalty keeping themselves in the hunt here on Inferno.
I think at this point, every round for them is like warm up for map 2 at this point, which is, and it's not a bad thing to do, to keep fighting in this. You never know what will happen. There have been massive comebacks that have happened, and Dube picking up 2 towards B definitely didn't hurt the procession of that. They've got to fight off at least 2 more bars by the looks of things.
You're definitely onto something there, and I couldn't agree with you more. What Royalty are looking to do right now is at least just stagnate some of the momentum and confidence that dnmk have got behind them right now, and Doobie's going to be shutting the man down towards the top of Banana, and it doesn't look like Royalty are content with that either. They're continuing to hang around here. They want to take these fights, and Doobie takes down Heartbreak as well, continuing to plague dnmk towards the top of Banana with this AWP. And now they're going to be backing off as that smoke starts to dissipate. They recognize job done. No need to be aggressive further. But Royalty, they're just looking to chip away at the momentum and confidence that dnmk have right now. I mean, if they can make this like 15-11, 15-12, you know, make dnmk labor for that victory, they're not going to be feeling as good heading into that second map as they would if they just closed it out right here 16-7 and they could just, you know, get back into proceedings going into the second map. So you're completely right. I couldn't agree with you more. Royalty playing for more than just trying to make the comeback in this map specifically. We are heading to Vertigo next, by the way.
Which is going to be wild. And I really hope I see a Furia boost. That's what I'm holding thumbs for.
Going to be watching out towards the A execute here. I don't even know if the Furia boost is still a thing now that everybody knows about it. I think it's a really tough boost to make happen as well, because you need, I think, like 3 players to commit to the boost, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like one of those one and done boosts. But we'll see.
One round. You got to try.
We'll see. Let's see what dnmk bring to the table. I bet we see another B rush. Like there's literally no doubt in my mind they're rushing up Banana this round. I mean, it's the one thing that worked for them the last time they went for a force buy. And yeah, that's what we got coming to the fore. Smoke to extinguish the flames. Double flash towards top Banana. Blind up Exy, but somehow he's able to control the spray. Nia completely blinded up. He finds 3 kills. My God, he was left for dead by his teammate, who hauled ass back into the bomb site. Said, I am not losing my life here as well. Exy said, no problem, I got this. Left with 1 point of health to his name. He lives to tell the tale.
Now look at this net just coming in around them, just choking them off everywhere they try to move. Now Heartbreak's caught literally between a rock and a hard place, but he's going to start taking away the Tech 9.
Oh my God, bro. What have we just witnessed? What have we just witnessed?
He's going to get A for free.
I mean, Leggy is looking to get in position here with the AWP, looking to be the first responder, but this is very clever from Heartbreak right now. As he edges his way through the archers, he's going to be getting the sound cues right now that Xy's pushing forward. He takes him down, but does he anticipate Leggy with the AWP towards Library? No, he does not. What a smart play from Heartbreak. Unfortunately, he was not aware of that extra player already who had rotated towards the A bomb site. He thought that Xy was the first responder. But lots of damage done in the process. However, it doesn't really make much of a difference because Royalty are in that position where if they lose one more round, they lose the game, or the map at least.
100%, but Heartbreak just channeling some Hiko 2015 over there with that Tech-Non, Rec-Non.
Yeah.
And just mashing them. That was suddenly like... I kind of wish he just ran onto A and got the plant. It would have been nice for the cash, but it's not really going to affect them. This is maybe a misplay. No, okay, the CTs are going to back out of banana, so Connie can go and get the bomb, which is going to help a lot on the T side as they try to push in towards A. And there is one man, EXE, getting info towards B, so they know he's not going to be there. Leggy does pick up another AWP kill, which is going to help things. BNY gets one onto God's Not Dead, but God's Not Dead takes the man with him.
Heartbreak is such a madman. I don't know if you caught that play he made through the smoke. He was looking to entry with the AWP, pushing through the smoke. Like, there's not many people who want to be doing that sort of thing in South African CS, but Heartbreak certainly is one of them. And dnmk are going to try and work their way into the A bomb side. Leggy already in position with the AWP, looking to lock this angle down, but he ends up being taken down by Divo's headshot. Now it's just Donkey left in pits. He's got support coming through from Doobie as well, who lands a great shot onto BNY. And now it's just Divo left in the 1 versus 2 clutch. Got 35 seconds left on the clock here. He's fully focused on Doobie. He's not at all aware that XE is going to be rounding on him any moment now. Oh my god, he does get the sound cue, but XE takes him down before he can do anything about it. 15-10 Royalty have reached double digits here on Inferno as they start to make a bit of a game of this one. The doubt is going to start to creep in for dnmk. The stress is going to start to build and the pressure is going to start to mount. But Royalty still need to just take this round by round. Not get overwhelmed by the bigger picture that they're faced by right now.
I almost feel like they shifted gears because there was nothing left to lose. And it's just a much healthier CS, like overall CS perspective coming from them. I'm telling you, it's connected to the mental game. They just did a pause. They were like, hey guys, let's just put everything out there. Let's just play our game as best we can so that we can polish up for the second map. And like you say, they actually start to make a really like mean game out of it. It's starting to look like really, really solid. 4 in a row, where their best before that was 3 in a row. They got 4 or 5 in a row against them twice. So there was huge momentum on the side of Dynamic. And now Royalty just shifting gears, putting the brakes on them and saying, hey guys, we've also got some tricks up our sleeve. A nice flash towards Arch, pushes Leggy off of the angle. And they're going to run through, and Heartbreak's going to completely wrap around. They could go B here.
100%. That's exactly the opportunity that's opened itself up right now. DNMK could look to split onto this B bomb site. There's still 3 players on this A site for Royalty right now, and they're hunkered down, not giving anything away. Time is dwindling here as well, and it seems like DNMK are indeed going to be making their way towards the B bomb site, but Doobie's taken the man down, and XE's got CT locked down as well. So I'm not sure if DNMK can make this one happen. XE able to find 2 kills before he gets taken down, and it's now just Kani and Divo minus Kani left in this 1 versus 4. 20 seconds left. Seems like he may have gotten around Doobie. No. Doobie says, no. Nothing's going on here. I'm ready, waiting, and quick enough on the trigger to take you down. 15-11. Royalty inching their way closer to overtime, Reese. 4 more rounds to go. They've won 5 consecutive rounds. So they've shown they're capable of doing it.
The big green gun is not what you want to walk into. If he was mid-range, you probably would have survived that. But Doobie, with the presence of mind, looking around, seeing where his teammates are and where they're covering and re-aggressing on that angle, just the right time, gets a little free timing strike set up there for himself. And they're just playing so much better, our Royalty. Look at this setup now. They've got one on the duck. They do get found out, and he gets sprayed down by Kani through the wall. Kani with a brilliant wall bang.
These walls are paper thin, by the way. So that's not too surprising, but the fact that he was so far away from the wall, that's a bit more surprising. And it seems like DNMK may potentially want to capitalize off that frag. As you can see, they are sort of gravitating towards the, say, bomb site. But Royalty, they've postured only 1 player towards B, allowing them to rotate that 3rd player back into the A bomb site to make sure that they do still have the full defense ready and waiting. I wish that DNMK would just show a little bit more presence towards the B bomb site before they committed here to try and, instill a bit of doubt in Royalty's mind, have that extra player rotate back towards CT, because Royalty, they've got the full defense right now to try and lock down the bomb site. Doobie committed to the bomb site as well. Donkey is burning out. He's burning to a crisp he goes, but alive nonetheless. as dnmk try and make their way forward. It's God's Not Dead who opens things up, becoming quite awkward right now as they line up, and he's able to find 2 kills. Donkey picks up one of his own. The rotation's coming through as well, and now it's just Heartbreak left in the 1v3, and he just callously runs to his death. Oh man, dnmk, they just looked like a deer in the headlights there, Reese, as they tried to get into that A bomb site. They just got shot down by the crossfire, and nobody knew which fight they should be taking.
I wish I would call attack pause just to gather themselves, because that's a 6 in a row now. It's the longest winning spree that Royalty's been on, and dnmk definitely can upset the pace of this, but they're just not finding the ways to do it. They are going to go for another B rush up here. Not that nade actually didn't do much. I thought they were going to eat it. I was like,
oh, but there we go. You were speaking about eating nades, Reese?
They know, they knew the stuff, man. And
they know something we don't. Yeah, this could get awkward very quickly for Royalty as dnmk start charging their way into this B bomb site. The man takes down Doobie. Oh man, surely this is not how Royalty lose and forfeit this map, or surrender this map rather, because they were fighting so hard to get to this point. Leggy finds one, but it's answered back almost immediately by Kanye as he takes down Donkey. Divo destroys Leggy with the Tech 9 as well, and now it's just God's Not Dead, the IGL left in the 1 versus 4 to try and somehow keep his team in the hunt here on Inferno. He's able to find the first frag, but time has been ticking. He has to push through the molly. There's so many angles for him to contend with, and he gets taken down by BNY. Finally, dnmk get across the line here on Infernos. They secured the map win 16-12, but they had to work a lot harder for that win than what they would have liked, and that's exactly what we were talking about when Royalty were making the comeback. It's not only about trying to secure the map win and make that comeback a reality, but rather just chip away at the momentum that dnmk had found throughout that map.
Entirely, man. And BNY at one point had 2KD. Sean, the man, also well over 2KD, completely squashed that back. 6 in a row.
Yeah.
Now for Royalty. That's going to pump up their confidence going into this map. And if they go in with the same sort of devil may care attitudes towards this,
yeah,
it's going to be a lot closer contested. I mean, they were sitting against a map point there for 7 rounds before they finally did bring it over the line, did Dynamics. Yeah, that was, like you say, way tighter than it probably should have been. But at the same time, I wonder if Dynamic wasn't just stalling to get their IGL back. He should be back now into the next game, and perhaps feeling out the setup for Royalty. Maybe that was their plan all along.
Yeah, well, I like your logic, and that would probably make them feel a bit better about themselves if that was the case. Let's give some more props to Royalty as well for actually fighting their way back into that game. They nearly made it happen. That is Inferno done and dusted. dnmk pick it up with their coach in the team in place of Nexus, the IGL. They win at 16-12. We're going to be going across to Vertigo next, but I do want to let you guys know that we have a giveaway coming up. So I think we're going to be doing that giveaway after a short break, Reese, or do you want to get them going before the break?
I think let's give the keyword before the break so everybody can get in on it.
All right, guys.
We'll do EGL One, I believe, is what
that's been the
guys have prepared. Please don't spam it, guys, because then there is a spam protection because the bot's going to take control of it for us. And
so
if
just
you're
type it in once.
Subscribe to the channel. Yeah, so just type it in once, and if you're subbed to the channel, it doubles up your chances of winning. So you get 2 entries.
Well, there we go.
You are subbed.
Guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that means that your chances double if you just click that subscribe button when you type in the keyword. The keyword is EGL1. Type it in chat. Only type it once, otherwise your entry will be discarded. And we will be... Reese, why don't you tell the people what we're going to be giving away with this one?
I think because of the last game and how many clutches we saw, it's time for Pros Don't Fake Mousepad.
Pros Don't Fake Mousepad. With all those flicks as well. I mean, we saw a number of juicy flicks. And I mean, you know that to get those fantastic, those anomaly flicks, you need a lot of mousepad. So, exactly. I mean, I think it's fitting that we give away this Pros Don't Fake Mousepad. Guys, type EGL1 in chat only once. You'll be entered in the giveaway. If you subscribe to the channel, you will receive a second entry into the giveaway as well. So it's pretty obvious. It's increased your chance to subscribe as well. We're going to be taking a short break. Once we return, we will have the second map coming up, and we will have the winner of the giveaway. We'll be announcing. We'll see you guys in a couple of minutes, and then we'll be back with Vertigo. Hello everybody and welcome to the esports EGL One 2020 main event. We are here with the upper bracket match between dnmk and Royalty. See, Reese, I can do the introduction without tripping over myself. We are back, about to be going into the second map. But before we do that, we're going to be announcing the giveaway winner. The winner who will be receiving an 800mm by 400mm mouse pad. Pros don't fake, courtesy of esports. It's a fantastic mouse pad. It's got all the space you need and then a little bit extra as well.
Nice braided edges as well, so it's not going to fray and decay over time. And a very, very, very thick rubber matting. It's full 5 mils, so you can almost use it as a pillow when you go to LANs.
I mean, I remember those days when we used to go to LANs and you just like sleep under your table, whatever you found, just sort of lie on it. This you could like actually roll up and you get yourself like a really thick, like, you know, little thing to put under the neck would be quite comfortable. So yeah, I see where you're going with that.
Travel pillow. If you
it works. It doubles up quite nicely, right? So, guys, welcome everybody. My name's Hayes, and I'm joined by Wookie Triple XL. We're going to be bringing you all the action of the second map as well. Of course, if you just joined us now, it's dnmk who walked away with the W on Inferno, which was Royalty's map pick as well. They won that 16-12, but they were ahead 15-7 at one stage. Just to give you guys an idea, Royalty started making a bit of a comeback and getting back into the game, and then eventually we saw dnmk close it out. They've also been playing with a stand-in who is their coach in place of their EGL Nexus. Unfortunately got stuck in some hectic traffic, but he will be returning to the server or joining the server momentarily as well. If I'm not mistaken, he might even be just in time for the second map. He hasn't connected as of yet, but I believe there's a chance he'll be making it. So, I mean, what do you do here, Reese? Do you let your coach, you know, who is sort of popping off and he's warmed up, carry on? Or, you know, do you bring your IGL? And of course, he's going to be cold, but he's your main starter. So, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer for him to slot into the mix.
I don't know, man. BNY went kind of huge in the first half. Yeah, 2KD he was the second best on his team overall, like rating, ADR, util usage. He didn't exactly do a bad job. And he was only second to the man who, as we've stated previously, is the best player on FPL in South Africa. So,
yes,
I mean, you coming second to that sort of caliber of player. No, I jest. I think it's definitely better that day. If not just for the experience of it, having Kanye rotated in recently, the man Dweez moving on. Well, they did a bit of a player swap there with GG. So
yeah, of course.
So yeah, I think it's better for them as a squad to definitely play with their full roster for experience, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just does make sense. But before that, have you concluded the giveaway? Have we done the roll?
Well, I'm ready to do the roll. Go into a dark alley, roll the dice, and pick a giveaway winner. That's what I was told I had to say. That I don't know what the dark alley has to do with things. This is like Reese's twisted imagination, but that's what he said, guys. Reese, I'm throwing you under the bus.
Joburg, okay? These are things we did on weekends.
Is that what it is? All right, so I get it. I got you. So the giveaway has been rolled and Heartbreak has won. What has just happened? How has Heartbreak won the giveaway? That's an interesting one, Reese. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that happens all too often, does it? Yeah, I'm looking around as well and wondering how the hell that happened.
It just happened, dude.
I guess his mouse pad's not big enough. I'm not quite sure.
Well, at least with this one, he'll be able to throw the mouse pad to the end and then reel it back in with a fishing rod.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, at least if he doesn't win the game tonight, he's going to be walking away having won something, right?
So
Bit of that. I see the boys in chat there, so I have to throw something in just so everyone knows the man is a terrible Among Us player as well. He's like, yeah, just one of the worst. Just I'm gonna like let everybody know about that as well. It's just airing the dirty laundry while I'm at it.
He's breaking the hearts of his competitors and breaking the hearts of the people in chat. Heartbreak by name and heartbreak by nature.
And that's exactly it, Reese. He didn't choose the name. He didn't choose the name. The name chose him, right?
100% in this case. So yeah, he wins the clutch mouse pad, which is interesting. And you know what would be even more interesting is if he wasn't subscribed to the channel, but I'm pretty sure he was. I think I saw him on the list of guys that did sub. So thank you. guys, for entering. Thank you for all the love
All
on the
right.
channel.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And for anybody who didn't win this giveaway, don't be disheartened. We have so much more to give away coming up over the next few weeks. No further giveaways this evening, but come Thursday, we're going to be giving away an EveTech backpack as well as an amazing 250 Rand Steam voucher. No, I didn't forget. I was just taking a second to add suspense. And and we've got so much more coming up. So we're going to be giving away, both of those items on Thursday. Then the week after, we're going to be giving away one each of the 250 Steam voucher, the EveTech backpack, as well as the Pros Don't Fake mousepad. For the next 5 weeks after that as well, guys, there's so much chance and opportunity for you to win. All you have to do is actually just be here watching the stream, type in the keyword when we give it out, and then you'll be entered into the giveaway. So giveaways done and dusted. Now we get back into the Counter-Strike conversation, and the word on the street is that Nexus is going to be connecting to the server before we start proceedings on Vertigo. What that means is he's going to be going in very cold, no warm-up whatsoever. If anybody doesn't play very much CS on the pro level, when you have an official game, generally an individual will get on an hour early and they'll start warming up. They'll be shooting bots. They'll be doing some B hopping and doing some KZ. They'll go on the retakes. They'll join the DM, do all these things to warm themselves up and get themselves prepared for the game. Reese, Nexus doesn't have any of these luxuries. He's going from the fire of the traffic into the furnace of the game.
Yeah, going in dry here with that big comeback that Royalty had. I will say that this pause now between play actually kind of favors them, because that momentum that Royalty had, they can't just fold over it 5 minutes later, right? So perhaps not the best for them. Good sportsmanship to allow for the wait. They
100%.
have given another 5 minutes to opponents, so really nice to see from them. Good sportsmanship.
I was thinking that as well. Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that from them. It's really nice of the guys to do it. But dnmk as well, BNY didn't exactly let down the side.
Not even a little bit. He's probably going to be a little bit disheartened that he's being shifted back into the coaching slot. He was feeling it. He was keen to do some more damage going into Vertigo. But what I will say is, fortunately for dnmk, they've got their IGL back going into Vertigo. Reese, I mentioned how heading into Inferno that it doesn't really make much of a... obviously it makes a big difference, but Inferno is sort of the one map you can skate through without your IGL. You can't say the same for Vertigo. The T side gets very complex and dynamic. Things change very quickly. They fly. The situation changes very swiftly on the T side of Vertigo, and you have to constantly be rolling with the punches, relaying the information and making decisions based off of that information. So the fact that they've got the IGL here, they've got the man in charge who's going to be calling the shots based off everything that comes their way. So way more important they have the IGL here going into Vertigo, and we're about to be jumping into the map here as well. We've got all 10 players connected to the server, and we will be going live any moment now.
Yeah, and one thing I think to note before we get underway here with Vertigo is just how CT-sided the info sort of procession is. Because if you're in the middle of the map, you can basically hear them from anywhere, right? You can hear the T's doing rotates if they are loud in any area. And now we're going to go into a very exciting stabby knife round.
Oh, no.
I'm going to cast
Nick. Nick, bring the cameras on us, Reese. Nick,
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
God.
It's gonna happen. Okay, so we have Nick's with an early checkout because he shouldn't have been there to begin with, and they're going to have to restart because he's supposed to be in the coaching slot. And no, they're not. They're just going to go for it because now it actually is a 5v5, and it does look like the NMK is going to be the best of the super shanks here. Dube is going to pick up one, but he's going to get absolutely corner prison shanked in the skills.
So do you see why we don't cast knife rounds? You literally were like, it's a 5v5, and then it was a 1v2. This is like literally half a second after you said this. Like they swing so quickly, man. Anyway, regardless, dnmk, they win the stabby battle. I've always got this one joke I want to pull out of the bag on knife rounds, but I just feel like it's borderline, so I'll probably avoid using it tonight, and then I'll tell you when we're offline, and you can give me the go-ahead if you think it's all right or not. So, into the pistol round we go here on Vertigo. dnmk, they find themselves on the CT side after they had the choice of sides. Royalty Gonna have to make do on the T side. They got 2 smokes and 4 flashes, and they're gravitating towards this B bomb site. They've got 4 players on this side of the map already, posturing themselves for some sort of an aggressive execute. But on the opposite side of the map,
though.
yeah, that's a good point. He's getting some information. He's setting the util up for his team as well. Lining the flash. First flash comes through off the back of that. They're going to be parading their way in towards this B bomb site, charging their way forward. Kani gets taken down after he finds one. He's got some support from Heartbreak and Divo as well. Oh, Exy looking to secure the bomb plant, and he actually will be able to. So it's a 4 versus 3 as the bomb goes down. God's Not Dead was taken down towards middle. Man advantage for dnmk. Make that a 2-man advantage as Divo finds a kill. He just continues to do damage here on the B retake, leaving Exy all by himself, but he has absolutely no hope of winning the round. He gets taken down by the man as well, and it's a successful retake by dnmk.
Yeah, look, a plant doesn't hurt at all. They're going to have basically like almost the same money. That's kind of weird with the way the economy is in CS at the moment. That even though CTs win the round, they only get like $500 more going into round 2. It's kind of odd. And as a result of that, look at EXE and Duby. Both of them have AKs, a couple of Ds to back up, which are really good at the close range 2-tap, pretty much almost anywhere on the body. And Duby with that AK is going to be able to pick up the first kill going into the round. He takes out the man, which is now 5 for dnmk. And even though they won the round, it feels like they really didn't win the round.
That just adds insult to injury that the man gets taken down by an AK in the second round after, as you say, they won the pistol, but they still have an almost weaker buy than the Ts. I mean, yeah, they've got a few more SMGs, but there's still those AKs, and they're just so potent. However, with the second kill, it was Doobie getting it done with the Desert Eagle. Kani, though, repeaks with the MP9, and finally he's able to get a frag back for his team. dnmk desperately needed that, but the job's not done just yet. 2 MP9s and an M4 for dnmk to try and get this round across the line, while Royalty recoil and gather up towards this B bomb site again. All 4 players grouped up as they make their way forward, and Kani has no support anywhere near him. He's on an island by himself, and the information's going to come through. I'm not sure if he had been spotted out there. Oh, this is just so tantalizing right now. Molly comes through. Not shallow enough. Kani's able to dance around it, but he eventually gets caught up by Doobie. Divo, though, with the first response is going to come through, and he drops the hammer on both Leggy and God's Not Dead. A quick 2-piece means that all of a sudden dnmk are straight back into this round. The bomb plant hasn't been able to come through either, so time is ticking, adding even more pressure on the side of Royalty right now. They're just helplessly trying to secure the plant, but Divo with the 2-piece there on the bomb site, he finds another 2 kills to add to his tally. That's 4 in the round. And he single-handedly pretty much secures it for his team.
Yes, even with those AKs, it was like you mentioned, there was a bit of a delayed support setup coming through there, but Connie playing it really well on the information side of things allows Divo to get in position, pick up that first 2k, and then from there it just kind of falls apart. But Dewey opening things up on Connie with a nice headshot that is going to secure the close B.
Yeah.
But no bomb close enough to get a plant, and here comes Divo as the first respondent into this area. They could have had the bomb down by now, actually.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for the Doobie that he couldn't find the timing onto Divo. Divo coming through and catches him just in time, realizing there's already a player on the bomb site. Look at how much damage has been done yet to both Heartbreak and Nexus. Only 13 points of health between the two of them, and yet they are still alive. And dnmk will win the round, keeping 4 players alive, which is going to bode really well for their economy. And they still have 3 MP9s in play here, Reese. So this is a bonus round of sorts going into this 4th round. Even if dnmk lose this round, they're going to be able to full buy into the round thereafter. So this is a must-win round for Royalty. They've got far superior weaponry at their disposal. 5 AKs, full utility. Everything they could hope and dream for right now they have at their disposal, in their hands, ready to go. And it's up against 3 MP9s. They can ill afford to lose this round. How are they going to win in the future rounds if they can't get across the line against 3 MP9s? Let's see how dnmk approach this. They recognize and they will know that they have weak weaponry going into this round. And you can see Heartbreak, how he's postured himself towards the bottom of ramp. Looking to take an aggressive angle. Donkey is there on the opposite side of the smoke, and he's going to offer himself up to Heartbreak. Hulk welcomes him with open arms, and he trades up for the AK. That's a fantastic start to the round for dnmk.
Yeah, definitely getting themselves some info, getting that free gun, much better gun than an MP9. One tap headshot potential now on the side of the CTs, and that's much harder to push into, especially at range. So good opening for them there. Not the end of the world for Royalty. They do get some info about some positions, perhaps some counter util that they can throw into the next round. Now they know that they only have Carney to deal with here. They do take down Nexus, so the IGL out of the game, which is going to help him call, but good push coming through here. The man does get a trade. The guys in middle have to start rotating in, and it's a 1-2 trade in their favor. And Heartbreak now in a 1-on-2 to take the round. Doobie is going to get the plant, which is going to help a lot, and he has got an AK here to help himself out, gets the info onto Leggy. They do start throwing util in his general direction, which is going to help their causes. He jumps through, but they spotted and just take him out of the round.
Good effort there, because it's actually a little bit of a ledge that you can land on if you land your jump, and then he would have had an angle above the smoke, but he was spotted out as he leapt, so they were just able to commit to the spray and take him down through the smoke regardless. Now we're going to be seeing dnmk fully investing into this round, but that was a nice execute from Royalty, just finding those necessary frags, trading their way onto the bomb site successfully and securing the round. Really important round, as I was alluding to at the start of it. So now they're going to be going up against a bit more of a full buy. The AWP in the hands of Heartbreak. There's a few more rifles on the table as well, but there's a FAMAS and an MP9, so some slight anecdotes on the side of dnmk.
And things are slowing down nicely here. Both teams taking their times, just poking and prodding for the first 30 seconds of the round, not giving away too much here. Connie with a nice little nade through the smoke to poke Doobie back and say, I am here, so just be wary of yourself. I know you there. And he's going to take the fight, and he's going to get it. Takes off Doobie's head, gets the AK.
Wow. Oh, look at the man's angle right now above the smoke. He's peering. He spots the feet up, but Diver peeks out at the perfect moment. He picks up 2 kills of his own, and it's dnmk with some re-aggression towards A ramp, and they successfully come out on top. Now it's just XE left in the 1 versus 5, which converts into a 1v4, but they know exactly where he is, and if you're dnmk, you're happy to give up a life right now to figure out where that last player is. But this is something we're going to be seeing a theme throughout the half. dnmk consistently looking to aggress towards A ramp. They've got the individuals who are naturally inclined and want to take those sorts of fights. You've got the likes of Kani, Divo, the man. All 3 of those players I just named want to get in your face. Heartbreak as well. They want to take fights. They want to take the fight to you. And we've seen time and time again, it's certainly become a common aggression, a common point of aggression on the side of Vertigo towards this A ramp. Constantly, CTs always looking to take the fight, and as I say, that plays into dnmk's strengths. XE realized he didn't have enough time left, was going to be saving behind the concrete bags. Oh, he can't save, man. With a split second left on the clock, Nexus finds him out. That was just such a hilarious turn of events.
Well, hilarious, yes, but really actually pretty bad for Dynamic. They lose the AWP, they lose a lot of money.
Yeah,
so
true.
Even though Royalty, would lose the round, I'd say it's still a win for them from that perspective. 4-1, and there's no money on Dynamic. So here comes a huge shove up the ramp. They're probably going to be able to get onto the bomb site here. Not if Davo has anything to say with it. He gets traded out by Doobie. Nexus with one of his own. Nexus with a second. Doobie with a second of his own on the dig. Really messy round.
Yeah, but I mean, it was looking like dnmk might actually be struggling for a second there. They were caught backpedaling onto the bomb site. Royalty nearly actually caught them off guard with that super aggressive push, but dnmk were able to sustain that initial wave. They got into position, and they found the frags necessary to just keep control of the bomb site, right? Good effort from Royalty, though. They nearly got across the line. If they could just find those initial 2 kills a bit quicker, I think that round would have been on the table, but they do go down. It's 5-1. Something else I want to talk about. We haven't spoken too much about Vertigo as a map yet between these 2 teams. It's definitely been a strength for dnmk over the past few months. They've looked to try and make it a bit of a home map pick for themselves, constantly trying to bring it into the big games against the likes of ATK and Goliath. But I haven't seen much of Royalty on Vertigo, I must say. So coming into this, off the bat, I would have definitely had dnmk as my favorites, purely just because the battleground is Vertigo.
Untitled is 12-2, dude. He's just ripping their heads off. He's like, I'm here. This is what's up. The man was on the last map. Now you got to deal with me on this map. And
Yeah.
Royalty kind of just must be almost shaking their heads. It's like if one isn't activating, the other is activating, and they're just running into this anvil of pressure from Dynamic at the moment. And like I said, that momentum shift is now somewhat gone, and Nexus, even though he's coming in cold, is doing a good job to back up his teammates. 5 and 3, 2 MVPs from him. So even though he's cold, he's still feeling it, and he's warmed up and come up to the occasion here quickly.
Yeah,
push
absolutely.
through mid, and he's in a nice little spot here. They are gonna fake it out initially, and the flash is gonna come out, but it's not gonna phase him. He's gonna get some good damage for his nice little spot. He's gonna be able to pick himself up some kills though. It'll be preferential, but Heartbreak's gonna open it up, and Donkey's gonna trade him out.
Very nice trade coming through there from Donkey as he aggresses through the smoke, recognizing he had to trade his teammate out there. But it's still dnmk who have the one-man advantage, courtesy of the man who had taken down one of the other players. So it is dnmk who have that advantage right now as Royalty start making their way towards the say bomb site. Util raining in, information comes through for dnmk, and they react appropriately with the rotations coming through. My god, Nexus, he does so much damage to both God's Not Dead and Donkey, but it's Divo who peers out from Skinny, and he's able to find those 2 kills in quick succession, and then he finds the third onto Leggy as well. Divo just continuing to do the damage on Vertigo, Reese. You said it before the round started, and again, he gets the job done. He's up to 15 kills now, triple anyone on his team at least.
It feels like I'm watching the Royal Rumble and Davo is the Rock, and he's just running to the middle of the ring and drop the people's elbow, man. That's what I'm 15 and 2, Hazard. Just Hazard. It's more than 2 kills around right now.
Yeah, just literally tossing people left, right, and center.
That's disgusting. Just pure disgusting. And Royalty found himself on the back of like a weird bar.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a pretty decent bar. I'd say they're just lacking that AWP on Leggy, perhaps, and a bit more extra useful, but they have enough pieces of the puzzle to get something going. The slow A play hasn't been working when dnmk have been contesting it. Alas, this time dnmk are happy to sit back and take the passive option. In fact, they're playing retake on the say bomb side. They're preparing for some sort of a B exec to come through because Royalty have been consistently going A, but Royalty will try and get the job done towards A. Once again, Heartbreak going to be calling for the rotations to come through. Oh, and in fact, he goes one further. He takes the job into his own shoulders. He peers above the boxes and he finds the pick, and he's able to get out alive. That's such a big frag he finds there because it actually gives his team that numerical advantage going into the retake. And you can see how dnmk were prepared for this retake. The util of their own starts to come in. The smokes start getting put in position. A diffuser is being stuck here by the man as well. God's Not Dead frantically spraying through the smoke. Will be able to take down the diffuser. Divo now trying to push his way forward. Kani finds a kill as well. The diffuser is being stuck, and the defuse is completed by Nexus with the balls of steel. He just holds down E, gets the job done. Heartbreak. What a fantastic round from him as well, Reese, with the AWP. He was holding it by himself. He gets the pick. He's able to stay alive, and then he just continues to have an impact as the retake comes through.
I absolutely love that jump up. He's not taking a lot of damage through the molly. He can commit 20, 30 HP to the kill, and he does just that. And like you said, he just pulls that into actually quite a familiar setup there with the retake, the 5-on-4. My favorite place and my home, for people that do know me in the CS community, that is my house. And I was like, yeah, it's retake server, 5v4, let's go. You know, let's see who's the better at retakes.
Yeah.
And Dynamic, most importantly, clears it up with only losing 2 players. So they do get a really nice round win. That's their 3rd in a row where they've only lost 2 players. So now we can see, even with a full buy, there is a little bit of an economy trickle starting to come through for them. But because of that 4-round loss bonus that the gentlemen over at Royalty now have, it doesn't mean that they can buy again.
Yeah, that's exactly the situation they find themselves in. Enough to get the buy, but that's not really what they're going to be looking for right now. They want to start finding the rounds. That round loss bonus only accounts for so much. You need to start getting across the line and building on the platform it's creating for you. Frags get traded 1-for-1 across the map as Doobie's edging his way forward onto this B bomb side. Seems like Nexus might get caught off. No, he's aware of the possibility. He You can see that aim is looking rusty. That aim is not looking clean right now. Of course, he's just connected to the server, and Doobie continues to do the damage out on the B bomb side. Oh my god, you just can't stop this man right now. He finds himself a 3-piece. It's the man left in a 1 versus 3. He's turned into a 1v2. Make that a 1v1. The nade dunks onto Doobie. Now Leggy's going to get forced off by the molly as well. He's looking to get aggressive, pushing forward. He catches the man off guard. The man was not anticipating Leggy to get aggressive like that. Oh man, Royalty so desperately needed that round.
Dude, 100%. But Dewey, after the last map, practically monitor off. Now, he's woken up. He's put his glasses on. He's got his gunners. He's got his new mouse pad happening underneath that hand. And he just goes huge. And on like 17 HP, he gets 2 kills. More than you could have asked for in that position. And now, Royalty get a bit of an upset round, all things considered. One man coming through, so economic hardships ahead of them. And with that being said, much harder on the side of the CTs. Only 3 of them with util, 1 man on an MP9. Like, maybe this could be the point at the shift of momentum, but to do that, Royalty have to string 2 together, and it will be their first time stringing 2 together at this point.
Yeah. Something that they're going to have to build on, right? They've been able to force dnmk to expend all their economy going into this round, so there's no money left in the bank if dnmk lose this round. And that means we can start to see something similar that happened on Inferno, where Royalties won a couple consecutive rounds. They put the pressure on Royalties, on dnmk's economy. The man! Oh, I thought he was going to get taken down by Doobie. He still does get taken down regardless, but at least he takes one with him. 1-man advantage for Royalty here in the post-plant. A round they cannot afford to lose. There's no util left here for dnmk to try and get into this bomb side. It seems like they are going to be having a crack at it right now, but Royalty, they've got crossfires aplenty set up right now, ready to welcome dnmk with open arms. And dnmk, they should be looking to try and take these weapons into the next round, and that's exactly what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, definitely a time to jam. Davo does get that upgrade to an M4, so at least 2 M4s for them. And this more procedurally staggered play does seem to be working out much better for Royalty. They might have cracked the code here. Just avoid Davo, it seems to be the aim of the game, and when they do that, they are able to convert.
Yeah, it's certainly been a bit more of a pattern and a trend than dnmk would like, right? You don't really want to have that sort of a situation where if the opposite team can take down one player, then they're going to be able to get across the line. But it's still early days here on Vertigo. I'm sure that dnmk, or the rest of the dnmk players, are going to be starting to find their footing here as well. And Kani opens things up with the M4, and he's going to be looking to try and build on that as well. Securing this map control for his team. He gets flashed through the smoke as well, but God's not dead. He was completely ready for that flash to come through. And he completely avoided it. I'm not sure. I thought that would have blinded up entirely. Kanye was feeling it and looking to make a play, but he ends up running to his death.
A little bit of banter in the chat. Kanye blaming his teammate for his death. Not dead, like you said, quite prepared. Nice entry here to take out Heartbreak. So now they're going to be able to aggress towards this site. Leggy gets another one in the form of Nexus. So he gets taken down as it's just Davo, the Magic Man. Can he reproduce earlier results? He does get one. Donkey manages to take him down. Now it's just a man in a 1-on-2. He can separate these duels at the moment. Although EXE is quite quick here onto the site, he's going to flash hard, which is going to look like no. The man, he gets himself a 2-man spray down. That was disgusting.
What? Oh my god! Single-handedly with the triple kill, he gets that double spray down and he secures it for his team. What an absolute madman the man is. This is just like so typical of him to have these crazy individual moments in the round that just completely swing it back in his team's favor. Ball dropped by Royalty.
100%, but even in the same breath, I would say actually, you're quite right. The point that they dropped the ball there was giving away the second man's position. He probably shouldn't have thrown that flash, should have stayed behind the smoke in the info advantageous position, identified where the man is, and then look to make the play. But as we get back into the round, he just jumps off the top. Connie gets one, Leggy picks up another, and now suddenly it's a 3-on-3. Actually, as there is another trade happening, and now it's a 2-on-3. This is insanely high-paced CS here for Royalty, and it seems to be working out. They secure the bomb and another 2-on-1, but this time it's Connie who's going to have to play into them, and they must be feeling a little bit more confident at this point in time.
Can Kani make this retake happen and by his lonesome? It's a 1 versus 2. He's got the util to work with as well. He's going to be dropping a smoke on the bomb and he taps the defuse. He forces Royalty's hand. Leggy's going to be spotting him out and Kani can't capitalize on that immediately. Probably going to be seeing him look to try and stick the defuse here, but God's not dead. Catches him with util in his hand. He peeks out in the perfect moment and Royalty will not be replicating the mistakes from the previous round. They get across the line and they've broken the back of dnmk's economy. So it's going to be 8-4 now, and it should be 8-5 after this round.
Unless Dava and the man do something otherworldly. Probably. And like you said, much better setup from them. Learned from their previous round, didn't overplay their hands. And here comes a jumping CT called the man at your face. And he picks up one. And now it's going to be poor Kani who's going to get sprayed down through the box. Royalty just not having it. This much more aggressive, high-paced play. Seems to be working out. And Leggy hits a really nice shot onto Nexus to take the bomb site. And that's going to be 4 against 2. And now Heartbreak and Darbo put in position where it's like, get some damage, boys, if you can. And maybe a gun or two would be ideal. Royalty not giving anything away here. Much better discipline from them. Leggy picks up the first in the form of Darvo. They know someone could be close. They do have a look around, but Heartbreak is the snake in the grass and he gets the first headshot. Will he be able to get a second? No, he won't. God's not dead, says. Sorry, Chana. This is going to be our round. And now, of the last 5, they've won 4, and that's much better momentum. They seem to have like a bit of a warm-up time to get up to the standard or to the pace that Dynamic set. And holding W is really working out for them the last few rounds.
Yeah, looking to just try and throw caution to the wind. They're not afraid to get aggressive, and it seems like they're going to keep up with that theme here in the anti-eco round. USPs dropping down into their faces. The man with the shotgun as well, looking to just try and get a bit of extra pocket change. Divo catches them off with the USP as well. So it's 2 kills at least that comes through for dnmk. But that's all it's going to be in the round. As we head into the final round of the first half here, Reese, a big round for both of these teams. If dnmk can win this, they're going to take a little bit more confidence going into the second half with that 9-6. They'll be feeling good about that first half performance. But if Royalty can make this an 8-7 halftime scoreline, I think that it's Royalty are going to be the happier of the 2 teams. I mean, let's not forget, Royalty have won 6 of the past 7 rounds to get themselves into this position. So they've had to fight really hard. We're going to be seeing aggression now, again, towards the say ramp. Oh man, God's not dead, just takes Divo's head clean off. And off the back of that, I think they're going to be getting themselves into the save bomb site. Util continues to reign in. Nexus, though, wants to force the issue, wants to get ahead of that Util and see if he can deny Royalty the bomb plump. But Royalty are just sticking together now, literally just throwing numbers at the situation. And it's working out perfectly, though. The man, with an interesting smoke, looking to try and engineer a way to find a kill. And somehow he's actually been able to delay Royalty long enough to take down the man who was carrying the bomb. Now he's pushed ahead of Xy's smoke as well. And he's taken Xy's head clean off. Oh man, Royalty, they've stalled and they're struggling to get the vehicle going again. Kani was able to take down Doobie on the lurk. He knows how prominent Doobie's been on that B bomb site, so he was waiting for him to come through. And what was a 2 versus 4 has now turned into a 1 versus 2.
And the bomb's in a horrible position, and the man is on the angle. So he's probably... Did he see him there? That is the real question. I think he may have. And he's just going to wait patiently for this bomb pickup, which is definitely the right move here. Especially when he's got the support from Kani in position. He starts to take a battle. I think he's aware of Kani's position as well. The man throws Molly while he's sort of in a cover position. Leggy does decide to back off, which is a good move from him. But he's going to be walking right up into the man's cross. He fluffs the spray. He doesn't really get any damage out through to Leggy, and he's on 12 HP.
Oh, that's
Kani
unlucky.
in position.
That's so unlucky, because Leggy thought that the second player was the player who had peaked at elevator, but in the end, or scaffolding, it just turned out to be that it was actually the man who had repositioned himself from the stack. So that's unlucky for Leggy as he gets baited into the crossfire. dnmk, they pick up the last round of that half, and they really needed that round as well, just to restore a bit of confidence and momentum. Even though they're ahead comfortably 9-6 right now, they lost a lot of those last rounds towards the end of the half. They should have been a lot further ahead, but they'll still be content with 9-6. Now they get to dictate the pace of the game. They got 2 flashes and a smoke. Let's see what they got in store.
Did you just see that smoke thrown by the man? I'm actually really curious to see where that lands. But here comes the shot. Nexus is in first. He's going to take the first contact. He's going to get destroyed. But Davo says, how's it? My Glock is bigger than yours. And he gets those two taps. Now there's just one man left on the bomb side. He's going to be God's not dead. But he's going to take some scalps. But on the other side of the map, they're trying to push onto B. And it's not going well. Leggy just says no. He gets himself a 2K. So now it's just Carney stuck in a 1-on-3. And he's going to have to play it out really well. And he does... By opening that kill, he didn't get the bomb in all of that. It's still there, left on the ground. He could have re-rotated.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's going to be his demise. It all goes so wrong.
Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. There were so many worlds in which Kani would have been able to win that clutch. Doobie played it really nice, though, recognizing he was so low on health. He didn't need to take the fight. What he needed to do was stay alive, to continue living in Kani's head, to continue forcing him to consider that angle. And God's not dead with a nice play there, getting aggressive as well. Great work by Royalty to get across the line of the pistol.
It's unfortunate he couldn't pull the bomb out there either, man. But look at this push, Matt. Here it comes. They're just holding W. They're taking so much util damage, and it's just going to be cleaned up so quickly. Donkey and EXE just stamp on that round. That util damage was on the wrong side of nasty.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that you want to put a bit of an age restriction on, I think.
297 util damage from EXE, man.
Oh god.
Things should be slowing down here considerably as we go into round number 18, 9-8. So a good swing for Royalty to bring it even closer, picking up the first two rounds. Big pressure on Dynamic. As you said, this has been a better map for them. And Royalty making a meal out of it at the moment. There is a push through mid, which is shut down by God's Not Dead, taking out the RGL of Nexus. So he's going to be able to concentrate more on these mid-round calls. But they are now a man short. Good info coming through, however. On the B bomb side is going to get whacked by Carney, which is going to give them an opening to push up here. Flash is coming out from the man, going up high, does net them another kill. Carney picking up another one, gets taken out by Leggy, however. They are going to know that he's close to that electric. EXE now decides to push in from behind, and it's just Leggy who's on the side. He decides to push back into mid. He gets caught out by Davo. He gets really good damage out, however. And now there is another snake in the grass. In the form of Donkey, but he's going to be pushing through, and Davo's going to get good damage onto him. So now a 2-on-2, although it is more of a 1.2-on-2, they are going to be able to get the plant. The man doesn't know perhaps about the push. He does know about it now. He sees the shoulder information, and that is all he's going to need to secure that kill. Donkey now 19 HP. Time to jam.
Time to jam indeed. He doesn't really have many other options right now, considering the situation. dnmk going to be getting on the board here in the second half. Their first round in the second half. As soon as they get the weapons in their hands, they get the job done towards the B-bomb site. They find the entries necessary. And they make sure they always have that advantage. So that keeps things interesting here. I was wondering if Royalty were going to be starting to make a bit of a half of this and pull ahead and potentially put some pressure on dnmk on their very own map pick. But dnmk showing as soon as they have the weapons at their disposal, they're a force to be reckoned with. Let's see what they've got in store here in the anti-eco. That's if Royalty do opt to eco. I think they will. They're going to be having more than enough money to buy up fully in the next round. No need to make any callous or aggressive decisions at this point. And they do have Donkey with the AK and armor, and now they don't have Donkey with the AK and armor.
Good word, callous, and hilariously good timing as well.
Cheers, mates. So, it is just the eco around here for dnmk, and that's why they're sort of just looking to take this nice and easy, not taking any unnecessary fights. Oh, the boost comes through from EXE. Yeah, the boost comes through, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. Davo times his peak to perfection, and he finds 2 frags for free. Baited his teammate, but it wasn't on purpose. That's the key. It was inadvertent bait. It does not count.
I'm just happy I got to see a boost, man. And it got a kill. So
I mean, that's actually the only issue I have with Royalty opting to use that boost in this round is generally teams become hyper aware of those boosts once it's been used against them. And they weren't really able to achieve that much off the back of the boost. They just got like one eco kill. Whereas if you have like a rifle up there, you get the first kill and you have potential to get more thereafter. So I just hope they haven't shown their hand too early with that boost. We'll see if dnmk become aware of it or not, but just a small little thing to potentially consider.
100% that showing of the hand, showing of the play. Hey guys, we know about this boost, and now you know that we know.
Yeah,
Vibes.
exactly.
So it does. You know what? It's definitely a twin-edged sword, depending on how you use it, right? If you make noise in that area, they could suddenly avert their attention to that spot, going, oh, they're doing the boost again, and that's when you can swing out and potentially get a kill with that sort of distraction there. So depends. I think it's gonna come down to how Royalty uses it now, knowing that the opponents know that they might do that. It could be a double entendre sort of setup play there from them, but as you say, simultaneously they show their hand, and the likelihood of them getting out more than one kill from that position without a trade is very slim. And God's Not Dead is going to press the issue onto B. He's going to catch Carney, nade in hand once again, pants down and life gone. Now the man is going to keep pressuring that area into the AWP. Might not be the best idea. Do be trained on the angle. The smoke isn't going to cut him off from the info. There's only one way into that area, and that's through that staircase. So the man holding on the stalemate. Heartbreak going onto a nice angle over here. Now it looks like Davo is going to be able to pick up a kill, but it doesn't matter because there's two that come through from EXE and Leggy to put it back. And now it's just Davo, even though he is 21 for 12, this would have to be the ace clutch for him to do anything in this round. And Leggy's going to be posted on the angle where he's pushing, and he's going to make it a formality to go 9-1-1. Shorty fire burning on the dance floor.
I like it. I like it. Royalty back to their winning ways here once they get the full guns back in their hands. God's Not Dead having a great game so far. He's picked up 21 frags so far here on Vertigo. The EGL taking the responsibility on his own shoulders to get the fragging done. And dnmk, they're going to have an eco now, and they're not slowing down, and they're not afraid to show their hand either. Just charging forward right now. Tech-9's AK, pistols, throwing everything they've got at the round. The man with the AK has been able to get in position. He spots Leggy out with the AWP as well. Xy's corpse between a rock and a hard place. He gets taken down by the man's AK, but the trade comes through from God's Not Dead just in time. Oh no, Divo! He didn't have enough bullets in the clip, so he ends up getting taken down. He would have had that first frag almost definitely, and had a chance at finding the second as well if he had the full 30 bullets in the magazine. Royalty drawing within one round now, Reese, and they've got the double AWP in play. Both Doobie and Leggy with those weapons. The double AWP continues to persist here. Not a massive fan of the double AWP on Vertigo, but you can definitely make it work so long as you get some inroads in the early stages of the round. So long as you do some damage before you have to retake, then they're definitely viable. But if you're just constantly retaking, they can actually become a bit of a liability.
100%. You can't help but feel it's a bit of a comfort pick here. A comfort pickup at least. And now they're going to Aggression on ramp. The man is going to get one for free. The info from Donkey not coming through in time. And it's going to be 2-for-1 trade, which definitely favors the T's as they start to push into the site. And Nexus gets another one in mid, which is just going to hurt that retake potential. And it looks like the guys on Royalty are perhaps going to let this one go. Leggy, yes, no? Okay, it looks like he's going to decide to back off. Just the better choice here based on their money. Two of them can drop, so they can do a partial buy. 4 guys with decent weaponry will be better than just 2. They do manage to keep both of the AWPs critically, so those big value weapons are going to be secured, at least 10k value there with their armor into the next round. And I agree with you though, the double AWP setup on the retake is like, yeah, it's a bit of a hard one, because you get caught in the middle of no man's land, you're a one and done. And if you get caught at once, multiple players, you're a one and done. They're going to overplay the hand, and they're not going to jam either of the weapons. That is a catastrophe. It could just be the game, Matt.
Yeah, That could actually be the moment right there that lets this slip away from Royalty. That was a round that they could ill afford to lose, and somehow dnmk, they make it happen. They get it done, keeping 4 players alive. And that's going to bode really well for their economy as well. Oh man, how do Royalty come back from that? They got 5 USPs. An eco round for sure. Oh, okay. Okay, Nexus. Holds down mouse button 1. Welcome to the server. That gets him up to 15 kills. We like to call that we like to call those ego frags, Reese, instead of eco frags, because they just 100% boost your ego.
110%. That's definitely going in a highlight montage, let me tell you.
Bookmarked and saved, right?
Oh, definitely. It was nice and cleanly done as well. It didn't take up a lot of damage. That's what we like to see. Even though it is an eco, there are still 5 guys with guns pushing up on you. So
yeah, I mean, there's still a job to be done, 100%. Big round here for Royalty. They've got the double up set up and play again, Desert Eagle and Fama. So it's certainly not an amazing buy that they have right now to try and get across the line. And dnmk actually faced with the very realistic prospect of winning this map and the match as a result, because of the position they find themselves in right now. If they can win this round 14-10, no money in the bank for Royalty, should be 15-10, and God's not dead. Going to be opening things up. Nice bit of late re-aggression from him there. Catches Nexus off guard, who was by himself, so there was no trade potential. And it seems like the NMK are going to be gravitating towards the safe bomb site, but it doesn't really matter all that much because the bomb is still all the way dropped underneath middle, so they're going to have to retrieve that before they can consider doing anything else. And in the meantime, Xy's taking down Divo, so this should be Royalty's round for the taking. I don't see a world in which dnmk get across the line now, especially now that Donkey's been able to get the kill. Maybe the man can find some damage here, just pop flashes himself through the smoke, but unfortunately for him, doesn't yield anything. Royalty keep themselves in the hunt.
Yeah, and it's really good that they do that on a completely clean round. They get full economic carryover, so even if they lose this round, they should be able to buy the next with a couple kills here and there. They probably need like 2, realistically, to be able to do a full buy. And that just sets the dnmk guys back on their back foot now. They're put in a position where it's a do or die round, because they could be looking at 13-13 quite comfortably if they lose this one.
Yeah, seeming like it might be the situation. Big round here for both these teams, economically speaking, more so dnmk than Royalty, because Royalty have got a bit of extra cash in reserve. But Heartbreak opens things up with the great AWP shot down to Doobie, making it a 4 versus 5. No need to do anything thereafter. Now they just need to sit back, let the round play out, gravitate, group up, try and exploit the gap that you've created. And it seems like they're going to be looking to try and force the issue through middle here and split onto the speed bomb side. God's not dead, trying to stand tall, but he's only going to be good for 1. dnmk found the necessary entries to get themselves onto the speed bomb site, but in the meantime, Leggy has shut down the aggression that's come through towards middle. He's taken down 2 players, and that means they can now focus their full attention towards the speed bomb side. Heartbreak lies in wait with Divo, double flash in the air. They look to double peek off the back of it, but none of the Royalty players offering themselves up as they slowly edge their way forward. They've got flashes of plenty of their own, as smoke as well, to aid their cause right now. Heartbreak on the angle, can't connect in the immediate shot, and he continues to regress, but it's going to be Divo hiding behind the column. He'll get taken down as well. Royalty complete the retake and keep their hopes and dreams alive here on Vertigo.
And their hopes and dreams are looking like really possible at this juncture. They've got money. dnmk doesn't. Even when dnmk buys, they are struggling into them. They're playing their hands very, very well. Extremely good teamwork coming through from Royalty. And it's more of an individualistic showmanship thing happening over on dnmk at the moment. And those guys are starting to have actually quite a lot of struggles here, you know, facing this teamwork from Royalty. Everybody's being pretty solid on Royalty's side, and there's just, it's a 3-man show at the moment on Dynamic. So I think they honestly need a pause. If they lose this round, it's definitely pause time, and they need to rethink the strategy that they're going with. Maybe change the pace would be good. They just need to do something to offset that DNM or that royalty teamwork, to be honest.
Yeah, you've suggested a change of pace. It seems like that may be what they're considering right now, getting aggressive towards A ramp. We haven't seen them tinkering with this part of the map too much in the early stages of the round. This is a bit of a change of pace from them, and there was a tactical timeout before this as well. So perhaps a discussion in how they should be adjusting their approach. A bit of a team knife there, I think, if I heard correctly. I'm not sure exactly, but anyway. dnmk, they're not wasting any time. All 5 players postured towards the safe bomb site right now. They're going to be charging forward, but it's God's Not Dead and Leggy who find the initial 2 kills, and they stunt the execute before it even gains any momentum. Now dnmk have to try and get the job done with just 3 players. They've thrown out their second last flash to try and help them get forward, and Leggy has taken another head off, being a phenomenal force with this AWP. Having so much impact on the CT side right now. God's Not Dead's going to take down Divo as well. It's just the man left, and he's not long for this world either. 13-13 royalty, making it happen here on the CT side of Vertigo. And now it seems like dnmk might be running out of steam.
And royalty's just getting hotter and hotter. They've engaged the boost and plugged in the nitrous. Putting their foot down as they go towards the end of this map. A lot of their guys really have come online, like Leggy doing big damage with that AWP once again. Push through mid here on the eco. Should be somewhat of a formality for God's Not Dead. He picks up 3. Now there's only 2 guys left towards the B ramp. Man and Conley with some deagles to try and get some damage going. Donkey is going to regress. He's going to get himself 2 headshots. So another clean round, the second in a row now for royalty. In the last 4 rounds, they've had 3 deaths. So, I mean, look at that economic standpoint that they're sitting on.
Yeah, I mean, it's left royalty in a very fortuitous situation, economically speaking. They're going to be able to buy up for the rest of this half, regardless of what transpires. The same can't be said for dnmk. Reese, if they lose this round, it's 13-15, and they've got no money to buy up in the next. Yes, they've got that full loss bonus behind them, but that's only going to give them $3,400, which means it's not enough to subsidize the full buy. They have to get that bomb plant as well, but that's not what they're going to be focusing on right now. They're going to be focusing on engineering a way back into this, trying to level up the scoreline 14-14 here. This time they're feeling their way out towards the A bomb site once again, but they're doing it more tactfully than before. A bit more prowess as they start to work their way forward, calculating their approach. Now the execute's coming through. Donkey, though, he's able to find 2 before he gets taken down, but his job's already been done. Again, dnmk hemorrhaging as they try and make their way on towards the bomb site. Seems like Divo's going to be securing a plant at the bare minimum here, but 1-man advantage for royalty as they make this retake happen, or at least have a crack at it. They've already got the flank coming through from God's Not Dead as well, and he's not activating too early. He wants to try and wait as long as he can before he comes through, and now he's taking down the man. He's pulled his hand, he's shown his hand, and probably overextended after that. He could have just continued to hide and look to stay alive. Bomb going to be tapped here. In fact, the diffuse is being stuck by royalty. Doobie with the AWP finds the first frag on Nexus. Then he finds the second on Divo as well with the P250. And royalty esports have secured themselves map point here on Vertigo. dnmk's map pick reads. It looks like there's a very good chance we're going to a 3rd map.
And this is what you were hypothesizing with royalty from the get-go, is they can do this. They can do this, and now they're really starting to show it. They're on a 5 in a row. They've lost 5 players in the last 5 rounds as well. Huge money, everything at their disposal, and it just seems like the richer they get, the sort of more disciplined and better structured they get simultaneously. And that's just a winning recipe right now. And there's just been nothing that's worked from Dynamic. I'm a little bit confused about the mid-round calls from them at the moment. They had an opportunity there where they had created a lot of rotations. They heard those coming in, and they could have walked out of there. They still had some time, about a minute left on the clock, and I think they need to use the information game against royalty. They're almost not giving them the respect that they deserve from that perspective. But they do open things up here with the frag, which is going to help a lot going into this round, and it just seems like they're going to press on through this and just keep holding W in towards the site. And there's the boost, and it doesn't work out. It gets them in trouble. And now there's a 3-on-5. This is much better for dnmk. They're going to be able to push through here, and a fluffed shot from EXE means that it's going to be a 2-on-5. This round should be in the bag. We could be looking at overtime here, man.
Yeah, it seems like it might be a realistic prospect that finally dnmk, they hit the burners, turn on the nitros, and they just charge their way forward. They don't even drop a single player, and they're going to be asking themselves, where has that face been? Where has that execute been for the past couple of rounds? Finally, they break this 5 consecutive round win by Royalty, which got them all the way up to 15-10. They were down 10-13 at one stage. They've got a second map point here, do Royalty, but there's a very realistic chance that we go to overtime if dnmk can show something similar to what we saw in the previous rounds. Seems like it's not going to be a secret in their approach right now, once again getting aggressive towards A ramp. AWP in hand. Yeah. This is dnmk's ploy. They get control of ramp, and then they just completely slow things down. Dictate the pace of the game. There are 3 players here for Royalty, and they've got the 4th fairly close by, but dnmk not wasting any time. Showing their hand immediately and committing to the execute. They've really struggled though to find these initial frags on the bomb side. Leggy going to open things up onto Nexus, and also the plant has been disrupted. Yes, they get the kill as a result, but Xy's been able to take down the man in the trade. Divo continuing to do work though as he finds a pick. And it's a 3v3 as the bomb goes down, but as soon as I say that, God's Not Dead finds a kill of his own, just giving that one-man advantage to Royalty. They've got 2 flashes and a smoke as well. They've got everything they need to make this retake happen and close the game out in regulation. Or can Heartbreak and Divo chime in together and take this game to overtime? A great shot from Heartbreak as he fades away through the smoke, and he takes down Leggy as well. It's now just Doobie left in the 1 versus 2. They have an idea of where he is, and Heartbreak just clearing out the smoke inch by inch. He's going to take down Doobie as well, and as a result, takes us to overtime. My God, dnmk leaving it to the 11th hour to keep themselves in the hunt here. They were down 13-15, and they finally pick up those 2 rounds and take the game to OT.
What a comeback, man. They were looking disarrayed, disconnected, and discombobulated, but after that, you got to say there was something that happened during that tack pause. They definitely figured something out, or almost came to their senses and resuscitated their match temperance and presence of mind, and now putting themselves into OT it's actually really bad probably for Royalty mentally, because they were like, hey guys, we got this, we're going to map 3, and now we still have to play this OT out against these guys that have just kind of broken our momentum.
And not only that, but now dnmk, they've got this extra confidence and momentum behind them, and they're looking to try and play into that as they get aggressive towards A ramp once again. Divo trades out his teammate Heartbreak by taking down Donkey, but Xy's still able to get out alive. Bit of a change up in the approach for Royalty. You can see they're looking to try and take the fight to dnmk towards A ramp here. Remember, this is just the 2nd map of the series, and there's every possibility we go to a 3rd map after this, guys. So don't go anywhere. Next, or rather, if we go to a 3rd, it's going to be Nuke, which is a core strength of both of these teams, Reese. So if we go to Nuke, we have got a very interesting map on our hands. And Royalty in a position here to close out this 1st round in overtime, but Xy with an overextension actually gives his life up, and he was the only player on the safe bomb side. The fake had been sold, and Royalty took it hook, line, and sinker, but it's not going to be costing them in the long run, as both Leggy and God's Not Dead chime in to find those remaining 2 kills. 16-15, Royalty opening up the account in overtime.
Good first foot forward. Keep some of the economic momentum going. They only have 2 more rounds to play on this side of the OT half, so they should be fine for buys, etc. going into that, but you could see a bit of a weird force coming out from dnmk if they lose this one. So everything to play for. A has been working out really well for them. I really like that pop-up there from Davo. It was pretty good, and Carney gets himself one onto Doobie, who over-aggresses. He was playing on the back of that B bomb side with the AWP really well the last round, doing big work. Now he gets taken out early, which is less than ideal, and Carney's just going to carry on selling this B push, throwing huge amounts of util here.
Oh, but
just takes his head off, scalps him.
Yeah.
So 4v4 swings back in their favor.
And now off the back of that, Royalty have a lot more information, right? Because they've taken down Kani and they see there's no further presence. They also know that Kani is going to be the lurker on the T side. That gives them information they need to make some sort of decisions. And those decisions are committing to the rotate onto the A bomb side. And that's the correct decision as well. All of the players gravitating to this part of the map for Royalty. And it's also Donkey who finds the first kill. But Divo and the man answer back with kills of their own. What a crazy spray through the smoke by God's Not Dead. He even nearly gets the transfer into Heartbreak as well. The bomb's been dropped. But there's still plenty of time left on the clock here for dnmk to work this round out. They have an idea where both of the players are, and Leggy just offers himself up on the silver platter. Over aggressive from him, and he ends up costing his team dearly, as it's just God's Not Dead left now in the 1 versus 2. Trying to play on the edge of the smoke, trying to utilize that smoke as it was dissipating, hoping that the T players would then reconsider connector and train their aim away from the edge of the smoke. But dnmk were one step ahead of them. They take him down and level things back out at 16-16. Remember, guys, if dnmk can win overtime here, they secure the series 2-0, and we do not get that third map. God's Not Dead. He's doing everything he can to take this to a third map, Reese. He's 34-21 right now. But it's Kani who adds one more to his tally.
Dube in the same position again. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Sorry, fool me twice, shame on me. So
that's it.
Overextending there. Should not have been caught out in that position twice. But God's Not Dead in a good position to trade here. Kani hasn't realized that he is right above him. This is kind of
my
weird.
word.
He's watching his shadow. And there it goes.
Yeah, the inevitable ends up playing out, right? We should have cued the Jaws music because Kani stood no chance.
Better late than never.
Yeah, I mean, we can just edit it in there, I reckon. dnmk with the 1 man. Excuse me, it's actually even numbers right now. And it seems like they're going to be persisting with the say bomb site. No surprise, it's where dnmk have found most of their success, but dnmk have just continued to persist with the say site. They haven't really explored many other options in the latter stages of that second half and into OT as well. Just continuing to try and get the job done towards A. And that's going to be the case here once again in the last round of this first half of overtime. Divo swings out the smoke and he takes Donkey down. So that should be securing the plants at the bare minimum. But Heartbreak goes one further, taking down God's Not Dead. But then he undoes all that hard work he just did by pushing forward. Completely unnecessary aggression coming through from him. We've seen a lot of unnecessary aggression from both of these teams. But fortunately for Heartbreak, it's not going to be costing his team in the long run, as the man is still able to clean things up. 17-16, dnmk, they take the advantage into the second half of overtime.
Yeah, now 2 rounds away. It's all they need to close this match out. But Royalty making it really difficult for them. Like, the guys on, while there's banter going on, you can't help but feel the dynamic team is sweating a little bit here under the pressure. And almost like a mirrored performance from God's Not Dead and Davo, both pulling their teams forward here quite heavily. Davo arguably with better support in the form of the man who's also doing a 28-1. Never hurts to have 2 really strong setups on your team, but here comes the shove.
Whoa, look at this.
They're going to be running up straight here. They're going to have to contest with Kani, who's sitting there with the AWP, and the man who's also in the angle, and they just destroy them, pick them apart, and it's just Leggy now in a 1-on-5. So, I mean, the way you wanted to start that, Matt.
Yeah, questionable at best for Royalty. You can understand the reasoning and the logic behind the decision they just made to get super aggressive like that, and if it had worked out for them, we would have been singing their praises, but it just looks so messy and so unnecessarily aggressive, considering the situation, the paradigm of this game, Reese. They are in such a tight situation, 17-16 in overtime, no room for error. You don't want to be pulling out those sort of Hail Mary strategies where it's like you just sort of throw caution to the wind and hope for the best. You want to be playing the odds and the percentages and trying to work your way into positions where you get into the advantage and you work it from there. Whereas they just rush onto the bomb site and hope for the best. Oh man, unfortunate, but now they're going to be trying potentially something similar towards A. Met by utility does bring them down low. The man finds a frag as well. He continues his good form here on Vertigo as Heartbreak chimes in with one of his own, and it seems like it's falling apart at the seams. Reese, Royalty, where we're ahead 15-13 at one stage, and the game has been robbed from them. As Dynamic are about to close it out, the 5 versus 2, they're 1 round away from securing the 2-0. Oh man, this is just so unfortunate for Royalty right now. Doobie and Exy, the two players left alive, tasked with trying to get this one across the line for Royalty and keep them in the hunt here on Vertigo. But it just seems like it's a stretch too far.
They don't even have 100 HP between the two of them. They got some mollies, which is nice, perhaps, to push some players out of normal sort of camping positions, and they're going to just go for it here towards B. No, it's not going to get past. It's not going to get the damage in that Connie was looking for. He goes for the no-scope. He doesn't manage to connect. EXE picks up one. He's not out yet. He picks up another. He's not going down here without a fight. Is he going to be able to pick up a third? He will, but it's not going to be enough because the man is in position.
Oh, geez. For a second, that seemed like maybe the heroics were going to be coming through for Royalty, but unfortunately, their hopes are dashed. And it's dnmk who closed the series out 2-0, and as a result, drop Royalty down to the lower bracket. But that's going to be such a bitter loss for Royalty, Reese. They were in a position to close that out and take us to a third map. But unfortunately, they just weren't able to get the job done.
It's very harsh for them at the end of the day. I think Dynamic is breathing a big sigh of relief simultaneously, though. And like you say, they do drop into the lower bracket, so it's not the end of their tournament, and they can actually hold their heads high to come in as 7th seed to bloody up the noses of the 2nd seed team in the way that they did. They were so dominant there on Vertigo on the CT side. Like, really, really good performance from them, all things considered. God's Not Dead, RGL, and Carry. Like, dude did a good job, you know, all things considered. And like we said, you're going up against Davo, the man. You know, these are not pushover players. They're some of the best aimers in the country. And to have pulled off even in overtime against them on their map pick, like, good job, Royalty. And I think Dynamic, maybe, you know, look, they were in a position where they weren't at 100%. Nexus wasn't there for map 1, so he couldn't get the pace of, you know, Royalty's teamwork and stuff under his belt before they went in. Like you said, he went in cold. He didn't have any of the time on deathmatch, etc., to get warmed up and come to the stage. But it was still enough that, well, they still had enough, at least, left in the tank, mostly predicated by the man in Davo, who just, like I said, felt like I was watching WWE SmackDown there momentarily, and The Rock was throwing people out of the ring.
Yeah, no, it was absolute madness. I think that Vertigo got a bit messy, though, and it sort of felt like whoever made the least amount of mistakes were going to win that game. It's not like we saw, like, you know, super clean Counter-Strike from both of the teams, and sometimes that happens, and, like, you know, one team starts playing messy CS and they sort of like drag the other team down to their level as well. It just becomes a straight up brawl, and I feel like that's exactly what happened on Vertigo between both of those teams. And dnmk, they rose to the occasion. They were looking down and out when they were 15-13. They had no success towards that A bomb side, but then they get that life and they finally get the formula and the recipe going, and the rest was history. They closed it out 19-16. Congrats to Dynamic as they continue in the upper bracket here in the esports EGL 2020 main event, sponsored by Intel, hosted by esports. And that's all we have for you, ladies and gentlemen, this evening. Game done and dusted. dnmk cleaned it up 2-0. We have another game on Thursday, though, and I believe we have settled on XD versus Energy, Reese. If you can just confirm that for me. Your eyebrows tell me yes.
Yes, it should be Energy versus XD.
Okay.
Tomorrow, hoping that nobody has any major incidences in their life. We do have a backup game, which we could put on stream, but for the time being, it's going to be Energy XD. And
that's exciting because we get to see this new Energy team in action as well. So, I mean, so many reasons for you guys to join that stream tomorrow, 7:30, same time, same place.
And if that's not enough, Matt's got 2 giveaways to do tomorrow as well. Steam voucher, 250 South African rands, and an E-Tech Neo backpack.
Exactly.
So, yeah, guys, we here, same time, same place tomorrow.
That's it.
That's me signing off. Matt, take it out, please.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with us this evening. My name's Hayes. You can follow me on social media at Hayes Castings. You can follow my esteemed co-caster as well at Wookie But for now, that is all we have for you. We will be back again tomorrow. As I said, same time, same place, 7:30, Energy versus XD. Be there or be square because you're not around. Love you guys and see you next time. Good night.